What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Among Us podcast, the best podcast about Among Us. My name is Zenith. I am 50,000 years old. I am joined today by YoshiBobby, by Krobalt, like always, and of course, we got Burger Man. And boys, today we have a special guest on the podcast. Our very first special guest. Actually, no, wait. Our second special guest of the third special guest of the podcast, boys. We got Uncle Dane. Let's clap it up for Uncle Dane, everybody. Woo!
Oh, thank you for having
the live
me.
studio audience. Yeah.
We have a live studio audience also, by the way. So
yeah, in addition to Ronald, we also have a lot more people on this podcast. Actually,
yeah, this was the
They're
surprise.
just crowded in Zen's corner.
Yeah, they're just chilling. So
That makes sense.
okay, Uncle Dane, how's it going?
It's going great. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Good.
I have a few questions like a guide, but I guess we could just go on like a normal path for a bit. So Uncle Dane, if you guys don't know, is a TF2 YouTuber. He makes TF2 videos. I don't really know where I'm going with this. I'll be completely honest. Here, okay.
I mean, everything you've said is totally true so far.
Oh, and he's also a famous musician.
Yeah. According to Google, I think that if you Google my name, it still says musician. I don't know how to change that, but
are you able to get the verified artist channel on your YouTube with the music note?
Maybe. I have never tried because
really good.
That would be interesting though.
Oh, it says YouTuber now.
Bait.
I see.
Oh, it says YouTuber now. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but your first song is "Hey Now You're a Keemstar."
Oh, great.
Oh, wow.
Oh, the good memories.
Yeah.
All right. I have a question for you, sir.
All right.
To get us rolling. Why did you say yes to this?
What do you mean? Well, I mean, as opposed to what? Saying no?
Yeah, like
it's called.
I mean, I have a lot of time on my hands. A lot of people don't think that I'm busy, but I'm not.
I mean, I've gotten quite the DMs in my day of people being like, "Hey, you want to come on my podcast?" And I feel like when I named the podcast the Among Us podcast, it was a pretty big turnoff.
Right, it's a deterrent.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't know what it was called, but I mean, if you told me that, then I might have said no.
I mean, it's too late now.
Oh, you didn't tell me it was called the Among Us podcast.
I did. No. I swear to God, I did.
If you did, I didn't even register it.
Well, it's fine.
Or maybe I thought you were joking. I have no idea.
Even better.
To answer your question, I suppose, I mean, people don't ask me to be on podcasts as much as you think they do. People don't ask me to do very much, actually, to collab. They don't ask me anything, really, except for, like, how do you play engineer? That's like the majority of the DMs that I get on Discord is like, can you tell me how to play engineer? It's like, God, I made videos about that.
You have a whole archive of videos on that, actually.
Yeah,
that's like all of your videos.
Right. But as far as like people asking me to collaborate or do something, I don't get it as much as maybe you assume I do. I'm assuming that's why you're asking if I said yes, because you assume that I have like better things to do.
Well, I assume that like
I really don't.
I assume that like when you're not sitting down at the Among Us, if you're not sitting down doing a podcast, you're chilling with your sunglasses on, like driving a convertible down LA, hair blowing in the wind.
True, but you only do that for so many hours.
I guess. I mean, yeah, the life of suffering from success, one may say.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. That's basically my answer to your question. Is that I'm willing to talk to people about pretty much anything. I'm not really I'm not shy or nothing. Just people. Really cool. I think people just don't ask me to do stuff very much.
That's really cool. I think there's been like a stigma around like YouTubers with like 6-figure sub counts, because like every single one that I've ever talked to has been like very not there. That's not like they're very
like not available, or
yeah, they're very like unreceptive to people, right? Like I remember when I used to talk to some people who are much bigger now, and they once they hit like the 100K mark, they just stopped. They like went invisible on Discord. So
they're too good for you now.
They're too cool. They get the little award, and all of a sudden they're too cool. So I guess
And
like
it does make sense. I mean, that 100,000 subs does make you actually like physically cooler. So.
well, I wouldn't know.
Oh well, when you just wait, when you hit 100,000 subs, like it's
Win.
like a switch. Like you start wearing sunglasses, you all of a sudden are driving a convertible down
Convertible
LA Boulevard.
in the driveway
Yeah,
in LA.
and that'll change your entire perception about what you think about the peons, the little people, you know.
Fucking dust mites that I have to talk to now.
And that seven friends you've been playing Minecraft with for 7 years, he DMs you, and you all of a sudden you get this gross look on your face, like, this peasant. What the hell is this?
You don't even have 100,000 subscribers.
You don't even have. Oh my god, this is disgusting. And so, like, when you get to that point, I think you'll understand. But yeah, that's definitely what happens in a lot of cases. Not just with TF2 YouTubers. I think maybe it's more visible to us because we're in the TF2 community, but I think most people, like, whenever they see any amount of success, they probably get a big ego, you know?
That makes sense. I mean, and of course, I guess it's somewhat deserved because they were able to accrue that audience, right? But I feel like some people like forget what made them who they were, like what made them popular in the first place.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I like how you're like receptive, and you join like this random Discord that I would never expect you to join, right? And then like just talk for like a few hours. I'm like, what the fuck? It's Uncle Dane's talking in the damn Discord.
I haven't gone back and looked at it in a while, but yeah, when I first joined it, I tried to get a sense of what it was like. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's just a bunch of people talking about like TF2 and stuff.
Yeah, they're nice.
Yeah.
They're good. Yeah. They're good people. Oh, okay. I could talk about this now. When it comes to that server, it's like a TF2 content server. I'd like to ask, and you don't have to name names because that would be toxic as fuck. But like, what are your thoughts on not only TF2 as a game in the current state of it? You know how it is, how there's no update, but it's also TF2 content nowadays.
I think it's great. I mean, it's kind of weird how TF2 is kind of weird. It's like strangely really relevant on YouTube. When you wouldn't expect it to be, I suppose, especially if you consider like the Twitch view count, like in comparison, because for a lot of people, like the relevancy of games for some reason is directly tied to Twitch view counts, but TF2 just isn't like a Twitch game for some reason, and it's like way more relevant on YouTube. Like YouTube videos about TF2 get like hundreds of thousands of views very easily. Even from creators that don't have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. So I don't know what it is, but I think the YouTube's algorithm really likes TF2 videos, and that kind of encourages people to like step up their game when it comes to TF2 content. It kind of really shows. At least it's shown to me in the last like 2 years. People have been really stepping up their game when it comes to like editing and bringing quality stuff to the table. There's definitely like a bunch of like kind of trash, like popcorn goblin stuff along the way. I don't know if that's a great way to describe that.
It's just like content farm stuff. There's a lot.
It's yeah, exactly. Like that's gonna be a thing no matter where you look. But I mean, if you sift through a bit of the garbage here and there, I mean, there's some great gems that have come out. I really like TF2 content right now. Yeah,
I was very doomer about TF2 content for a long time, because you know all I would see were YouTube shorts about the same TF2 facts, about like the pyro for the 15th time, and it was the exact same thing. Like, oh, in the comics, you did, but after like,
is that a thing?
Yes,
I'm kind of late to the shorts thing. I actually have a plan to sit down and like try and understand how to utilize shorts, not for the Uncle Dane channel necessarily, but maybe for my second channel, because I think it could possibly be a good way to get out like little funny clips here and there.
I think Dark Viper AU had a really good idea where like it's just like his stream clips.
Right. Yeah, and I have like a bunch of clips that I've taken from just playing TF2 that I can't really put in a video. Really, it just is like an isolated thing. And I used to post those on Twitter, but now I don't do that, obviously. But
oh yeah, you got suspended.
I'm suspended on Twitter, so I was thinking maybe I could put them on YouTube.
Yeah, why do
you asking?
Can I ask why that happened?
Yeah, I got DMCA'd one too many times, and I guess after like their literature is 5 to 7 times, which I think is really funny. It's just like kind of vague, like just whenever we feel like it. Basically, they feel like taking my stuff down because I don't know. I would upload clips, and these are clips spanning from like the last like 10 years, really, with copywritten music in it, like for 5 seconds too, which is like, I don't know.
Insanity. I thought it was for something else that people were talking about that I won't mention, but that's because like
no, we can bring that up because Reddit likes to start rumors for some reason, but people thought it was because of a stupid joke that I made about how I look like a pedophile with a mustache.
Yeah, that's what it was.
A lot of people were like, "No, that's edited." No, I made that joke. I said I posted a picture of me with a mustache, and it looked really weird and creepy in it. So I typed, "Who want to get molested?" or something like that.
That's awesome. I never heard of this.
And then people were like, "It's funny." And I mean, like, my name is Uncle Dane on Twitter. I mean, that kind of works out. So, I think people like took that from like a few years ago, and they like jumped to conclusions or something. Thought that like it got taken down or like people reported it or something, but that was never the case.
Oh, all right. Well, that's good to know.
I'm not even really ashamed of that joke either. I don't think it's that weird.
Yeah, I'm
reminds me of that old John LaJoie video, the pedophile beards.
Yeah, it's like a pedostash joke. I mean, that's like it's not a very good joke. It's just whatever. I just think it's really funny that like Reddit assumed that was what the case was.
Yeah, I saw on Discords too, and they're like, "Oh yeah, he said who want to get molested, and you can't say that anymore." I'm like, I don't think because
that's not true. You can say that.
No, you can say. I mean, to be fair, I think other people on Twitter have said much worse things than that. Yeah. I mean, they would get, but yeah.
I think it's just like people like fear mongering, like PC culture or something. Oh, they suspended him for saying this thing when it didn't happen. Yeah, it's the liberals. They're after it. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was definitely a part of that kind of campaign personally, and it sucks that was the case with me, especially when it was something much more lame, which is I used a Hans Zimmer song for 5 seconds.
I like the molested thing better. It creates a better narrative, you know?
I mean, if I was... I don't know. I would be fine with that being the narrative if it wasn't clearly just people like freaking out over nothing. You know?
I don't know. I think that would make a good video essay, you know? Like, why Uncle Dane got banned?
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely make something like that, but that's just not my vibe. I don't really like getting into that kind of thing.
I get it.
Personally.
I get that. Back to TF2 content.
Yeah, it's
right.
back to TF2.
Yeah, but like ever since I got into the TF2 content space, because the reason why I started making TF2 content, because I used to make like video essays and like like if you ever watched Jay Schlatt, like his older videos, it was like a tribute to Minecraft type stuff. I wanted to like replicate that, but I started making TF2 videos, one because I ran out of fucking things to talk about, and two, because everything I saw in TF2, like I just didn't like, and I'm like, oh, I don't like this. But since I got into the space, I've met a lot of people who are so talented, and they're like so interesting, and
yeah,
it's really cool how like TF2 cultivates this this personality, like that you're able to create.
I mean, the game itself is very like open to creativity in general, like not just in the way you play, but like the way that you like make your character look and stuff. So I think that has something to do with it. Like the fact that you can make your character like into basically an OC. I mean, it definitely attracts those types of people. Those types of people, like I don't have my own fucking OC in TF2, but like you know what I mean, like
the
people
furries.
Those dang
I know what
furries.
you're saying. Oh man,
I have the same thing with like, like, oh, look at me, I'm so unique. I got my 4 cosmetics.
Right. I mean, but the point stands that like I think that TF2 is a game that attracts creatives, I suppose. So it's not really that surprising that the content is also very creative.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think I don't know. I find it really cool, and like I feel like there's a lot of people now, because you know how once Star left, everyone there became like this stigma where it's like, oh, you can never leave TF2, blah blah blah. I think that that's not true anymore. I think that people have proven that.
I was just about to bring that up, because like I remember when you were really trying to avoid getting into TF2 content, because like you said, you're basically digging yourself into a hole.
No, I don't believe
no
that
one wants
anymore.
you to leave it.
I think it's very possible. Like if I know that you've been making TF2 content for God knows how long, and and it does not seem like you're stopping anytime soon.
Yeah.
Which God bless you. But like I don't know. I feel like there's not me particularly, but like I feel like there's some people who, if they decide to go that route to stop making TF2 content or like to even branch out for a few videos, they'll still do well. Like those people love them for who they are.
Right. I mean, I do think that it's a weird it's a weird situation with like people getting upset whenever a TF2 content creator like tries to branch out into new types of videos, because you'll run into like two different types of situations, or even three. I think that the third one is just Star. Like he's in his own category where it's just like this bitter divorce almost.
Yeah, it was definitely like both sides. I think that were the issue.
Right. It was like I always liken it to like a divorce, really, where it's just like neither side is happy, and like the kids get involved, and like I don't know. It was kind of embarrassing. But what happened, and it's whatever. But these days I feel like you can go one of two ways if you're trying to branch out into like variety content from a TF2 channel, and that's just to ease people into it and kind of like make people understand that like you're not quitting TF2 at all. Which if you are gonna quit TF2 like outright, then like I'll get back to that actually. So like there's I'd say like Soundsmith has done it very well, right? Where he's very much a variety channel these days, but he'll throw in a TF2 video here and there whenever he has content to make on TF2. Yes. But for the most part, he still uploads like just whatever he wants.
Yeah, Soundsmith has gotten so good.
Yeah. I mean, his videos are some of the best TF2 content and content in general.
I remember when he started making. Oh my god, and he's just gotten so good, man.
Yeah. But I mean, like I think that as far as like transitioning from TF2 to variety, like that's kind of the golden standard, is just kind of like do it very slowly, like maybe upload one non-TF2 video, then like 3 TF2 videos, and then 1 non-TF2 video, and then 2 TF2 videos, and then start alternating. Like you got to really plan it out, kind of, just so that people aren't like kind of shocked by it. And then the second way to do it is to just quit cold turkey and say, I'm done playing TF2. I'm going to make different types of videos now. And I personally think that the latter is the wrong way to go about it, because
the most jarring to the fans, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it is. And I think that like, when TF2 or when content creators like get offended or whatever that people don't watch their videos, or they say like, what is this? Where's TF2? I don't think that it's justified to get offended at that, because I always have this this analogy where it's just like, imagine that you open a hot dog stand and you're like, I'm gonna sell hot dogs, and then it gets really popular and like everybody lines up around the block to eat your hot dogs at your hot dog stand, and then one day you say, I'm tired of selling hot dogs, I'm gonna sell shoes. And then people show up at your hot dog stand, they're like, where's the shoes? And you get mad because people are like, where's the or where's the hot dogs? And you're like, I sell shoes now, and they're like, well, I don't want shoes. And you're like, fuck you. Like it's just like not.
Yeah, then you have like an
fair.
I think some creators have like an entitlement complex, definitely, when it comes to that.
Well, I think that they want to believe that what is making their content good is them, like just there, and that's it. They don't want to believe that there's also this other element where people are fans of the game. And I think it takes a long time to kind of get an audience in a position where they'll watch anything you make, and a lot of people try and cash in on that a little too early. I think. Yeah. I think that they're like, oh yeah, I'm in that position now where I can make anything and people will watch it, and then when it proves to be wrong, they get offended.
Yeah, I think like Germa has done an incredible job.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah, that's a good example as well.
Too, where he like used to like mainly make League of Legends stuff.
Oh yeah,
well, did he quit cold turkey?
It's almost he did, because he got banned. But I mean,
but
I do remember that actually. And here's the thing: I used to watch his League of Legends videos all the time. I loved them. Never played 1 second of League of Legends. Don't actually understand anything that happened in the videos. Yeah. But I thought they were really funny. And so when he transitioned to variety, I was just like, oh, perfect. Like, I'll watch literally anything this guy makes. He's hilarious. And I think that, he earned that point in his career to do that. And, some people don't earn it. And then, like you said, they're kind of entitled to it.
Yeah.
Or they feel entitled to it.
I'm thinking of like a creator who did a not super good job at it, and I think I can say their name because they've recently gotten outed as like a bad person.
Okay.
Rob the Awesome, who just like
Rob the Awesome.
He's awesome. Well, not anymore. I mean, but like the way he did it, where he just like, hey, I'm making a new channel, and screw you guys, I'm doing Dead by Daylight, and then he made like daily videos where it was just like barely edited, like content. Right. Where like, it's not like he really tried to make videos.
So did he make a new channel entirely?
Yeah, it's called. I'm on it right. It's Robbie and Wasabi. It has 600 subscribers.
Oh, sick.
Whereas the old one had how many?
40K.
Holy crap.
So. And they changed the old channel to Rob the Awesome Archive. So people were like, what the fuck?
Wait, so he shut down his old channel?
Yes, he's like, he doesn't post on anymore. I mean, he doesn't post at all now because, the whole thing. But
well, he said in his Twit Longer that he was going to keep doing it. So
he hasn't posted since. So
I
don't think people like that Twit Longer since
maybe
even I ratioed it with my brick.
Go to jail.
With low tier God.
Yeah.
Zen, tell the comp story.
Okay. Okay, so did you play on Hydro.tf? Did you hear about that when that was a thing?
No, what is that?
So I remember, I think ACR Arena Maker made a video about it. It was like a competitive Hydro tournament where like the only map was Hydro, and that's the joke. Funny Hydro. And so like these guys, I don't think Yoshi was in it, but like Crow and then a bunch of my friends who like have been playing TF2 and we play in like a DM server a lot. We just made a team, and I can go on for hours about how it was a shit show, and I'm sure even the owner can admit that it was a fucking shit show. But
no,
Rob the Awesome, I know, right? But Rob the Awesome was on a team, and he was a sniper. And at this time, he was making the best and worst weapons, and he made like the soldier one, and he said the Liberty launcher was better than stock or some shit. And as a toxic competitive TF2 player at the time, every time I'd kill him, I'd go, "That was awesome," with like a capital letters
spelled like he said it. Yeah. Yeah, right. I mean, I've always felt weird about him. And I've been friends with this group of people who were friends with Rob the Awesome, and so I had to like sometimes hang out with him occasionally, just through like mutuals.
Yeah.
But in order to like, I don't know, politely and unobtrusively put forward my distaste for being around him, I suppose, is any time that I would see him or he would join a call or something, I would do that song that I did where I would say, "Rob the Awesome, Rob the Awesome, Rob the Awesome, Rob the," and I would do it until he would tell me to stop. And so
just to build an aura of discomfort when you're in the call.
Piss him off.
And it got to the point where a lot of my friends who were in the call and stuff would start to do it also. And then he genuinely, I didn't know this until later, but he like messaged a few of them saying, "Can you please stop saying that? Stop doing that song." And I feel partly responsible for his frustration because I don't know. I just thought it was really funny. I didn't do it for any particular reason, or it wasn't meant to be specifically like ironic about anything. But
it was just funny.
Yeah, I just thought it was fun.
Yeah.
So anyway, anytime I think of Rob the Awesome, I think of that song. And I don't know. A long time ago, it's hard to even remember what happened. But like, do you remember TF2 Dove, a YouTuber named TF2 Dove?
Never heard of them.
I
don't think they make videos anymore, and if they do, then I don't think that they make them very much. But they're like a kind of older TF2 YouTuber. Like around the time that I started making videos, like early on, they were like a kind of like up and coming along with me at the time.
Oh wow.
And so was Rob the Awesome at the time, and apparently he was like taking people under their wing, I suppose is the way to say it, to like mentor them and how to be like better YouTubers or something. I have no idea what happened. I could be making
Rob the Awesome did that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't but anyway, eventually what happened was TF2 Dove like came out and said that Rob the Awesome was like being like abusive or something, not like in the same way that he's, being accused these days, but that he was basically just like not a nice guy. And I remember reading a lot of stuff about it. I was like, yeah, that guy doesn't sound like a great guy. So like I always kind of had it in my head that he was like somebody to kind of like not associate with, but it was never for those reasons. Like I never really knew anything about like
I heard on
like a gut feel.
crap.
I heard on Twitter by like a mutual of his that he quit TF2 because no one liked him anymore. I don't know if that's true.
What recently?
Yeah, Rob. Well, when he switched to Dead by Daylight, that's what I heard. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if you know.
Somebody could just make that. I mean, that sounds like somebody could just say.
Yeah,
official.
It was like one of his. He's like, oh, I never liked Rob, blah blah, and it could just be backpedaling because now that he's a bad guy.
Right. I and that's not what I'm trying to do either. I genuinely don't really know very much about him other than he was not very nice to some people that I liked at the time. So.
Not very awesome to people.
He wasn't very awesome.
Not so awesome. Not so awesome.
No. What were we talking about before? We were talking about pedophiles in the TF2
We've been talking about pedophiles this entire time.
I mean, first you, and then we were talking about transitioning from TF2. I'm sorry, I like sidetracked us. Transitioning.
Oh,
from,
it happens.
TF2.
It happens. No, it's fine. I just wanted to get back on track. So transitioning. Okay, so what he did actually is what I would recommend someone do if they wanted to completely cut off from a community and do an entirely different shtick is to make a new channel. Because I think that just taking your old channel and like uploading like new videos to it that aren't in any way related to what you were making before, it can work, but it's just like kind of hard, like it's very difficult to do, I suppose. And it would be ironically easier to just make a new channel. I mean, like a good example would be Jerma. Like, he uploaded all of his variety content to his second channel, and then lo and behold, now his second channel is like the main channel. And like, I wonder if he would have just made like Jerma streams or something, or like even just like a different channel entirely that wasn't associated with his TF2 content. Then
something that always felt crazy to me about that channel is because, like, on one hand, it's just people could say, it's just stream highlights, but they feel exactly the same as his original uploads. The same like pace and editing.
He's still the same guy.
The same style of like even cracking jokes, unscripted. I always thought that was incredible.
Can we get Jerma on the Among Us podcast?
Can we?
He's the imposter is sus.
I feel like the chat would hype that up weirdly enough.
He's a part of he's a part of Among Us history at this point.
He is sus, so that would be pretty epic.
I made awesome. An infographic recently for class, like about how Among Us like spread, like how like people's perceptives of it changed through like as the memes evolved. So I have Jerma Among Us as part of a final project. They got 100.
Right. It's a slide on the PowerPoint of Among Us history. For sure. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying. I already talked about this in the other thing that I did, but I'm trying to transition to making different types of content, and I'm not going to be putting them on the Uncle Dane channel because that would be weird, right?
Yeah,
like no one would be okay with that, and that's fine. That makes sense, So I'm completely fine starting from scratch. Essentially, in fact, it's kind of exciting in a way. To kind of like see if I can make content that is like good enough to just get picked up normally. You know what I mean?
Well, if you
having to associate it with an already established brand or whatever.
Well, I'm sure that if you make like a community post about it, you say, hey, this is exactly what I'm going to do on this channel, blah, 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 you'll get like a few thousand people probably who will be interested.
I was gonna say, do you plan on like uploading?
To like advertise it? Yeah. No, that makes it actually very easy to get people. I mean, like compare the situation of somebody who like has an established TF2 audience and they want to make like I don't know, videos about like cars or something. Like they could very easily just get even just a couple hundred subscribers like in a day, whereas somebody who's starting completely from scratch like probably wouldn't even get 100 subscribers in a year.
Yeah.
So it's like you have a huge advantage, and I think a lot of people like to look at their shiny big number and be like, I don't want to lose all this, but like you're not really losing anything. It's just like those are essentially not customers that you want come into the shoe shop anyway. You know,
it's like Cookie Clicker when you give the golden cookie or some crap, and then you start over, but with like more cookies per second.
Well, is it really starting over, or like taking a side step? Because you still have that at your disposal, that like old audience, if you would ever go back.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know. Are you still like? I feel like I think the guy just asked you this in the other one, but you're working with IDub still, right? Like you're still doing that stuff,
right? Yeah, like that's kind of like my main second job, or even really kind of like on par with the same kind of job that I have making TF2 videos, to be honest. So I mean, I have that, but I'm talking about like making a new channel entirely, like for stuff that I want to make videos about. Has nothing to do with Team Fortress.
Yeah,
is it about a new interest or just completely random stuff that you have?
Oh, it's an interest that I've had a long time.
Is it Pokemon?
No. Pokemon would be interesting, but I don't think I could. I don't think I would make it very far in the PokeTuber universe. It seems kind of. It seems like, you know how we were just complimenting how there's a lot of creative people in the TF2 content creation sphere.
Drama.
I feel like, no, I'm not trying to call out Pokemon. I'm not trying to call anyone out. It's just I've noticed that a very large majority of the like very popular like Pokemon content is like just lowest effort. Lowest from Peter.
Lowest.
Oh, Pokemon content is getting the same.
Should anyone notice? But yeah, I mean, I don't think that I would. I don't think I would enjoy my time there. Just because I would want to make something better, but I don't know. I feel like maybe there's a reason why Pokemon content isn't very creative, because maybe there's just nothing there.
It's like an untapped market. Maybe you'll find something.
It's very possible.
Oh yeah, but what was your interest?
Movies.
Oh.
Which, you know, is also kind of an oversaturated subject on YouTube, but I think that I have a way of going about it where I could make it interesting.
Yeah, like your editing style is really unique, so I feel like you'll be able to make something that's like separate.
Thanks. I feel like I'm kind of falling by the wayside as far as like editing goes, because man, there's some really talented editors out there.
Oh, there's that one guy. There's that one guy who made the Babyface Blaster video. Oh my god.
There's so many good people.
Yeah, I feel like I'm falling behind. I need to like start learning how to use like After Effects and shit now. Like these people are crazy.
And Shonik is like a great editor.
Shonik's
I love his style.
I don't even want to try and dabble into that, which is why I bring him on board for my videos, where I'm like, hey, can you make this graphic for me? Because I don't even want to try.
Yeah, I was trying to work on like a graphic recently, and I was trying to use your panic attack video where like it turned to a white screen and then the scout was standing there as like inspiration for it. And Jesus Christ, I don't even know where to begin. I don't know how these people do it.
I think he does a lot of it in Illustrator, which is strange, but works out.
I mean,
yeah, I only work
Adobe Animate and stuff like that.
After Effects.
We actually asked Shonik if he should come on the Among Us podcast.
I have a video
and he said, "Fuck no."
Listen, I have like 3 videos I've never like uploaded to YouTube or anything, funny. But like I have like 3 or 4 separate videos of like random TF2 streamers be online. I'm like, alright, I'm gonna get OBS open. I like type in chat like, if there was an Among Us podcast, would you join it? And like a lot of them are like, why would I join a podcast about Among Us? So, are you out of your mind?
It's not about Among Us. I don't know where these people get this from. I don't know.
That's fair. I mean, maybe it's just a flaw in your branding.
Maybe we should rebrand. I don't know.
No, we're in too deep.
Think of all the views we're missing out on.
An audience already. How are we gonna?
True, a bunch of Among Us.
SEO is locked in. Yeah.
We tried getting. I don't know if you know Octo.
No, sorry. I might, but I don't. remember names very well.
He does like so he's like probably my favorite new age quote unquote TF2 YouTuber. He like makes gimmick videos with like the classic sniper, and it's very well made, very well edited.
Okay.
I invited him when he had like 20k subs or something, and you know it's bigger than me, but 20k subs. He is at like 70k now.
Wow.
And I invited him like last year. I'm like, hey, you want to be on the Among Us podcast? Just randomly. And he's like, oh yeah, sure, of course. If you can make an episode that's like, you know, actually structured, because our first few episodes we were just kind of shit posting.
Yeah.
So I worked really, really hard to try to make an episode that was like cohesive, because like we tried talking about which we could talk about. I think this would be interesting, like parasocial relationships, and how although you know they can be bad, I feel like part of the appeal of YouTube is being able to connect with creators, blah blah blah. But we were trying to talk about that, and it devolved into if Helen Keller was real.
Yeah.
Was real?
Like, did she really exist?
That's the same episode?
Yes. So I couldn't upload that, right? So I had to make another episode. We spent like 3 hours trying over, and I'm like, guys, we got to be serious. And then he said no anyway. He's like, oh, you know, if
I went on the Among Us podcast, my friends would never let me live it down.
Yeah, he's like, my friends would make fun of me. I'm like, really, dude? Come on.
That was valid. I'll give him it.
I get it, but like, come on, Uncle Dane's on it now. Now we're cool.
Listen, Uncle Dane, you're nothing but a ticket, so we can get a smaller TF2 YouTuber.
Fantastic. Yeah. No, this is you can use me as ammo now when people say like, oh, I'm not gonna go on that. That sounds stupid. Oh, but
can I put in the bio of it? We had Uncle Dane.
That is in the description of the entire podcast.
Yeah, just in the bio of the podcast, Uncle Dane was on this.
That's really good.
But dude, imagine if Helen Keller was on.
If she existed.
Uh,
What are your thoughts on that though? Like parasocial relationships though. I know like with the whole standing stuff, and I remember you made a video like years ago about like don't blindly follow TF2 YouTubers.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that video was mostly just about like don't assume that like when somebody says something in a YouTube video that it's like absolute truth, or like you shouldn't borrow people's opinions from YouTube videos outright. You should use their video as a jumping off point to come to your own conclusions. That was like the overall message of it, I think. I haven't seen it in a very, very long time. But parasocial relationships are like an entirely different thing. It's like really interesting to me, actually. It's funny that you bring it up. It's like one of the weird new age problems that people don't talk about enough, and I think it's definitely going to have like a weird effect on like society, like a grand kind of society, and I apply paint to my face. But I mean,
it'll be a branching off of like the old traditional like celebrity worship culture. Right now we have it to an extreme because there's a sort of a level of interactivity with it and all that.
That's very true. I mean, like, I come from, I'm 31, so I grew up, like, basically in a time where there was no such thing as, like, an internet celebrity or anything like that. All of the celebrities or whatever that I looked up to or, like, really wanted to meet or talk to, like, you couldn't talk to them. Like, the best that you could do is just send them a letter, and they will probably throw it away.
I feel like
it's like, what?
Sorry, you finish. I'll say it later.
Oh no, I mean I just feel like it's they were much more like disconnected from your day-to-day life, like people who make content. You would just like consume their content, and that would be the end of it. That would be the end of the relationship. And to me, I feel like that was like good for both parties, really. And now I feel like it's cool to be able to interact with people you really like on a personal level, but it also can be bad, very, very much.
It's a fine line.
It's a very fine line that people are not crossing, or they're not like riding that line at all. Like a lot of people
they're just like going right through it. I was gonna say, I feel like I remember one time. I don't remember where I heard this, but you said like you wanted to be Jimmy Neutron.
The what?
You wanted to be Jimmy Neutron. This was definitely you who said this. I swear to God.
Okay.
What?
I'm trying to put myself.
Swear to God. Wait,
you're saying it so out of context that I could have said it, but also I couldn't have said it. So I don't know.
I think it was in the video. Wait, stop worshiping. I'm gonna find this. Okay, you guys talk.
Oh, you
if I
use that as
said,
like an example.
Okay. No, it does make sense that I would say that. Well, I mean, I would if I had to go back and edit that analogy, then I would maybe not use Jimmy Neutron because he's not real.
Like,
No.
You just destroyed all the Jimmy Neutron stands listening right now.
Yeah, well, he's not real. Yeah.
Leave it left on.
Red pilled. Jimmy Neutron's not fucking real. Wake up. No,
Uncle Dane, he's real to me.
no, maybe like I'll use Jack Black as an example, right? Like Jack Black, when I was growing up, he's in like all my favorite movies, School of Rock, and Tenacious D. He's awesome.
Yeah.
But like, if I could go on Twitch and I could like have him read my name, have say Uncle Dane, thank you for the sub. Like that might have fucked with my brain a little bit. I think I don't know. I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of people now who like. I believe that, and you said earlier that we shouldn't talk about philosophy. I'm sorry, but it always ends up this way.
Oh, we could.
Okay, well, I believe that people need like social interaction to live. Like, even if I consider myself like kind of a loner, and I still like admit I need to like talk to people to their faces in order to feel not depressed all the time. You know what I mean? And so, if people are getting like their social battery charged by just going on Twitch and like typing in chat, or like watching a YouTube video and feeling like they're friends with this person because they're talking directly into the lens and they're saying, welcome back my name is Jeff, or whatever their little name for their community is, and you're like, I'm a Jeff. Yes, I'm a part of the community. Like, their brains, like they are getting their social battery charged a little bit by these things, and like you combine all of that into like this feeling like you're socialized, but you're not. Like, it's like fake. I don't know. It's not real. And people sit there and like, oh man, why am I so depressed? It's because you're like you don't have any friends. You just talk to the screen, or you just listen to the screen all day. You know what I mean?
You're just a
Anyway, my point being that I think that parasocial relationships are normalized, and that is just how it is. I mean, I can't even say like it's bad, you shouldn't do it. It's too late. Like, people already do it. They're gonna keep doing it, and it's going to affect the way that people behave. And it's going to be interesting and kind of scary to see what happens. I mean, like, I'm definitely not like a doomer when it comes to it. I do think that there is like, it's good that people are more connected more than ever, but it definitely feels like it's not as real, and I do think that there's something to be said about that. What it is to be said, I don't know, because I am not very smart, but those are the observations that I've made, and I'm sticking to them. That's my feeling on the subject.
Yeah, no, I have like a different perspective because I'm not a boomer, I guess. But right. I started watching YouTube videos, when I was
Wait, can I ask you real quick, how old are you? And how old is everybody in this call?
I think Yoshi... Oh, Yoshi, you say your age because I'm not going to...
Yeah, I'm 22.
I'm 21. Ronald is Turkish. And
I think Ronald's 20.
And then Krobalt, I don't know.
Ronald's 21.
Krobalt's never said it to me even, so...
Well, earlier you said you were 500,000 years old, which I didn't believe for a second.
Well, you got me.
But that would definitely make you a boomer if you were that old.
Well, okay, so I've been watching YouTube videos, like, it may be bad for my brain, but I've been watching them for as long as I can remember, like a Dose of Buckley and
right.
Sugar Conroy. I remember he was a big one. Some Let's Players. And I remember part of the appeal that I got, like, I realized is, like, it's cool to be able to feel relatable to, like, what am I trying? It's cool to relate to somebody that you like watching.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's really beautiful about YouTube and Twitch and TikTok and all stuff. Is that they're just like normal dudes who do it, and it makes you believe. Not only it makes you like relate to these person, but also makes you think like I could do this.
Right. It does kind of give you a slice of humanity that like no one's ever been able to like access at such a fast pace before, which is awesome. I mean, like, I want to make it clear that I don't think that having a parasocial relationship is a bad thing. I think it's fine, actually. I mean, I'm sure I have a bunch of parasocial relationships with people that I've never met. I'm like, oh yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah,
You would never say that or whatever, just because I've seen X amount of YouTube videos by him. I mean, I'm on YouTube all day. I watch a ton of YouTube videos. I don't watch Twitch as much as I used to, but I mean, I definitely had a period of time where I was watching a lot of Twitch. And it is cool to kind of have, I don't know, friend simulator for a bit. But my overall point is it's not good to replace real friendships with that.
Yeah.
And I think that is becoming more normalized. People who
whole-
are like, I have no friends, I just watch Twitch all day. Like that is becoming okay. And now that it's okay, more people are going to feel comfortable doing it. And I think that is essentially what I'm assuming is going to change people's behavior.
Yeah, man. I think this whole pandemic thing is not helping either.
No, that's like a nail in the coffin almost for it. I mean, I was kind of hopeful that maybe people would change,
outside.
but then COVID happened. I was like, oh, never mind. We're done. We're done going outside now.
It's over. Sundown.
Yeah.
I feel like such a shut-in lately, but I'm also realizing that like I'm definitely not alone in this one bit.
No. I mean, practically the whole world is going through it, so it's interesting. And man, it's hard to say. Like, it's hard to like look at something that you're in and have a concrete opinion about it. But I am very, very curious to see like what people will think about like what happened from this pandemic and what happened from like social media in general.
I cannot wait for the video essays.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's probably already are a ton.
Probably, yeah.
But I mean,
Cashing
as
in.
far as like actual, not YouTubers, but people who are actual scientists and shit, like people with degrees,
Smart
with sociology degrees. Yes, I would like to hear what they have to say 10 years from now about what we're living in now, because now is just insane. Like, it's kind of weird to think that we're living through like an actual historical event, but we are.
Yeah.
And I'm not just talking about COVID. I'm talking about like social media becoming like how the world works.
Yeah, the internet and all that stuff.
Huh?
And like the internet, like being.
Well, the internet's been around for a while, but I'm talking about social media becoming like
our lives.
A pivot for everything. Like that, I feel like is something that I can very clearly like. I was like extremely lucid. I was like, what, 18, 19 years old when like Facebook started taking off. You know what I mean? Like that was like the beginning of it. And so like I have this very defined period of my life where like social media wasn't anything. It was just kind of like a fun thing you did. It was basically just MySpace. And so like having that as like a clear comparison to how things are now, it's just like, holy shit, like things have changed like crazy. Like it's actually kind of weird how it didn't really take that much time. It was only like 10 or 15 years. But yeah, I don't like I've always said that if I wasn't a bleeding heart artist that wants to make YouTube videos, I would probably pursue a career in like psychology or sociology or something, because it's like really interesting to me how like people do things.
How they work.
Why do people do things?
Why do they do that?
Why you do that?
Why you know?
Why you do that?
Why you know?
Hey man, why you do that?
Why you know do that?
Why you know do that? Why you do that? I want to know why. I mean, that's
We were, like,
sociology.
Each other for the podcast. We going, why you know? Like,
Yeah, we were just shitting. Like we were trying so hard to think of things to talk about, and we're just like, why you know instead, and we started playing Mask Wolf.
Good.
Yeah, but this has been really good so far. I had like a big topic that I wanted to talk about, but like we haven't even gotten to it, and I don't want to take too much of your time.
Well, I don't have anything to do. I
Okay.
mean, what's the topic? Yeah.
So my like the beginner question to it, like the leading up to it, is like, has there ever been a video project that you've been working on and then you looked at and you're just like, this isn't good enough, and then you just scrap it entirely? Has that ever happened to you?
Many times.
Yeah. And I want to transition that into like I think it's what it's called, like the artist struggle or whatever. Like
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, or what, I don't know what it's actually called. I'm just a little baby bitch.
I'm sure there is a word for it. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, but it's like feeling inadequate with your work.
Yeah.
Feeling like
love
everybody
that,
else
yeah.
is better than you, and having that be like a major deterrent. And I want to know like if that's ever been an issue for you, and like what you've
It's
done
never been
to-
a deterrent. I'm a very competitive person, but it's never a deterrent. It's more of a motivator. which I think is good.
That's good.
Usually if I see someone's video and it's like clearly much better than mine, then I'll be like, I want to fucking make a video now. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, I gotta, I see it, and I guess inspiration is the best word for it. But like, it's more of like inspiration that's not necessarily based on admiration as much as it's based on like jealousy, I suppose. We're just like, I want to be like that. I can do that. I want to do that now. Like, so yeah, I'd say that I have that same kind of inadequacy built into me, but it's generally not negative. It doesn't make me not want to do things.
That's good. That's really good. I'm glad to hear that, actually, because I feel like there's two types of it, where it's like it's inspiration,
Right.
and then like, at least for me, and I, it's all about me, but at least for me, when like right now I'm editing a project, and it's not like my best project ever. I know it's not my best project ever, and
Yeah.
and I know it's just something that I want to make, and it's gonna be like an episodic thing, whatever. But I'm working on it, and I'm just like listening to myself talk, and I'm like, this fucking sucks. And this happens for everything I make. Like when I was making, I made a video on my favorite show of all time, Sakura So, which is an anime because I'm a fucking weeb. And I was actually talking about inadequacy as part of it, because that's one of the main themes of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying my best to like describe it. As I was editing it, it took me like 2 months to edit, not because it was hard, but because I just couldn't do it. Like I wouldn't get up.
It was taking a lot out of you.
Yeah, like mentally. Yeah, and it's just like, I feel like a lot of people, when it's a big deterrent for a lot of people, not only because they compare themselves to others, which they should never do, when it comes to their work, or they should never do that. Makes it that's like in a negative way, but they also never get to see the process of making a video. So when they're like making their project, they see all the flaws, they see all the issues, they see all the things.
Yeah.
But when they watch anyone else, they only see the perfect, or what the creator deems to be their perfect outlook on what the video was.
Right.
And
I definitely run into that too.
I don't know. I like to hear your take on like, I don't know. I like to hear what you think about that. Like,
Well, I mean, it's very relatable. Kind of being on the production side of things, because what people see when they watch your video is like what you presented to them. And so like that's the video, like that's the best that it is. But when you watch the video back, you're like, I could have done this there. I want to do this here, but I don't know how. So I'm just gonna like cheap out on it or whatever.
yeah.
Or I don't know how to make this flow right, so I'm just not even gonna try. Like no one will care, but then you will care. So you kind of have this weird relationship with your own projects. But yeah, I mean, when you were talking about like listening back to your own voice, it's also very relatable, because I can't. I don't know. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I'm not like one to be totally comfortable with being like the presentation deliverer of things. Like I feel like I can talk, right? I can present my ideas in like a way that is easy to understand, because one, I've been doing it for a long enough time to where I feel like I've just practiced enough. You go back and watch older videos and it's very robotic and sloppy, but like I don't like to do it. It's like my least favorite by far part of the video making process. It's like I like writing, I like editing, but in between that, recording my own voice and recording talking, like I don't like doing it very much.
Dude,
but
it's so awkward.
It's unfortunate that that's like literally a requirement. And nowadays I feel like it kind of sucks to know that like a lot of people probably wouldn't watch very many videos of mine if I were to just stop talking in them, right? If I were to just
Have like a
I don't know,
vocoder.
put text on screen or something, or even just hire a different person to talk.
How like the Microsoft Sam voice, like, hello guys.
Yeah, I mean, I would never do that, but say I go on Fiverr and get like a professional guy who sounds much better than me to say everything I want to say, and he says it perfectly in the way that I want it presented. Like, I guarantee you, like, no one would be interested in watching that. Is my point, because people have just become familiarized with it.
That takes away a lot of personality too.
Right.
Like, the way you say it is so important.
Exactly, and so I know that I'm kind of locked into it at this point, so it's kind of hard to complain about because it's not really going to get solved. But I do wish that there was some way, and this doesn't make any sense, but I do wish that there was some way for me to make my videos without me being the center of attention. I would like the content to be the thing that people like and not me. And so that feeling always kind of makes me feel bad when I'm editing my own videos, because I'm like, this Uncle Dane character won't shut the fuck up during my video. And I know it's like illogical to think that, but it is definitely something that I struggle with when making videos, and I don't know why. I just don't really care about being in the video, but I like making videos. I suppose it's just because I'm like just a guy who likes to edit things and not necessarily be in things, you know?
Yeah.
At this point, your branding is sort of too late, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
If you were to just change your editing style like out of nowhere for the next video, I don't think that would be too jarring for their viewers, especially if they're still hearing your voice. Like
Exactly.
You don't have to insert yourself more than just your narration.
I mean, if you go and look at like videos from each year, the editing style is very different because I'm trying new things. I'm like always like messing around and doing different stuff. Even from video to video, it's like in this video he used like this really strange transition every time, and then in this one he uses like the same like font or whatever. Those are really lame examples, but like you go and look at these things and you can tell that I'm like having fun with it, and that's cool. But overall, the constant is my voice is the same and the presentation is basically the same, and so I think that's probably what people latch onto as far as like familiarity. So that does make sense.
I'd definitely say so. Yeah, the way you present it, aside from just the bare basics, you talking your thoughts, all that, I'd say there's definitely room to wiggle around with it, where your audience wouldn't really be too baffled by it.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking like your panic attack video, like that is so different compared to like anything else that I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
like,
what way?
Even like just the way it was presented, like your voice sounds different for some reason. Like it sounds a little more processed. I don't know if you got a new mic for it or something.
I think that was one of the first videos that I had. I had help from Soundsmith, so that's probably why.
Yeah, like your voice sounds like it, I mean, it's really good. It sounds really good. And then I don't know.
Because I never did any voice processing stuff on any of my videos because I don't know how to work like. I don't know how to like make audio sound good.
Use an equalizer or anything.
No, I just record it and upload it for the most part.
That's like what I do now. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's probably why.
Yeah. No.
But looking back on it, I do know why it's presented in a strange way, because I was kind of doing an impression of video essays.
Was it? Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Like the beginning, especially, is like basically just a parody of like really like smarmy, I guess is the word, like like self masturbatory, which I realize is oxymoron, masturbatory sounding video essays that are about like meaningless things. Those are always really funny to me, and you can find
Squidward is the greatest anti-hero of all time.
Yeah, I was basically just trying to do an impression of that.
It's actually really funny because I love the beginning of that video.
It's I mean it's awesome and it sounds epic, but it's just like kind of funny if you take a step back and you're like, oh, he's just talking about like a weapon in a game. But he's like using like stock footage to convey like meaning or something.
Yeah, and I was gonna ask you about you wanting to make your content the center of attention. Is that what you're gonna plan to do for your movie channel?
No. I'm like digging the hole deeper because I can't actually think of a good way to get my ideas across without me actually saying it. In fact, I'll probably do a lot of that in front of an actual camera instead of like instead of just having footage of
face cam gaming.
Right. I mean, like yeah. I mean, we have I moved out to Seattle to work in an office that Ian is renting, so I can work on stuff for him easier.
Let's say.
And so like now that I have this space to like film things in very easily.
Ronald, no.
Ronald left. What?
The podcast is ruined. He was mid-sentence.
Oh god.
He was in the middle of saying something.
Yeah, he's about to say his first word.
Yeah. But yeah, I realize that I'm kind of digging the hole deeper, but I have all of these new opportunities to like make that side of the production like better, so I kind of want to take advantage of it. And who knows, maybe I'll hate it.
can I ask why you would want to like insert yourself into the video after saying like that you very much don't want to do that?
Well, because it's like necessary for the video to be a thing. You know what I mean? Like I can't convey my own ideas without me saying them very easily. Like I could do the thing where I go on Fiverr and I have a guy read it all.
No, I mean, like aside from your voice, but like you said, like a video of yourself in it. You said you want to like keep yourself out of the
like you put yourself in the spotlight, like you put the camera on you.
Well, for movie reviews, what's really cool about YouTube is that they don't understand what fair use is. So in order to get around that, you kind of have to fill the video with things that aren't the movie clips quite often. And I mean, I don't really know what to put except like just be talking. So
you do what I do and just put a S shake around your profile picture and then have a white screen.
That.
Yeah. It's I could, but I don't know. I have all of this nice filming equipment and a nice lighting setup and like a very nice little office. So
is your channel gonna be called Uncle Dane Movies?
No. That would be funny though.
Uncle Movie.
No, it'll be kind of entirely disconnected from Uncle Dane. Like I won't even call myself Uncle Dane. You know,
Uncle Shane.
I'll just be cool. Dane.
Uncle Shane.
I mean, you could call me Uncle Dane. I respond to that as well, but I won't say, "Hey, I'm Uncle Dane, and here's my movie review."
Oh my god. Okay, yeah. I was about to say, because we just said Uncle Shane. I was gonna say like you really inspired my TF2 loadout because all of my engineer weapons are called Uncle Shane. But my name right now is Uncle Shane because I was playing engineer and I thought it was funny.
Awesome.
So,
Uncle
that's
Shane.
Yeah, that's great. I've seen a few people do stuff like that with their loadout. Like I think there's a guy who painted. He had like all of the Uncle Dane cosmetics, but he just instead of painting them white, he painted them all orange. And his name is Cheeto Dane. And he just, I think he runs around just doing that.
And then didn't Funk have like Auntie Dan or something?
Oh, yeah, I think in a video he made
like
Auntie Dane, and it was like a similar looking engineer loadout, but with like all black cosmetics.
Yeah, they just said like use the terrible loadout. That's terrible. Ronald's back. Yeah,
Ronald's back!
Finally! Oh my god,
we missed you.
We didn't know what to. I mean, you were talking so much before. We didn't know what to talk about.
Really caring
when you were gone.
Ronald messaged me. He's like, because you know it's been like raining where he's at recently, and he's like, oh, I may like cut out. He messaged me. He's like, Zenith, I don't wanna cut out in the middle and ruin it. I'm like, Ronald.
Yeah, Ronald asked me how I was doing before we like got in here, and he asked me how I was feeling. I was like, a little nervous, like it's probably gonna be like one of our most watched things. He's like, same, I'm shitting myself right now.
Ronald, you can just sit there.
You have hands down the easiest job.
He's the main character.
He's the angry character,
right?
I feel like people don't think he really exists. Like people think that it's just like a schizophrenic fucking like hallucination.
Yeah, you guys aren't just making someone up.
Yeah, because how can we prove it?
The Turkish man is real. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you, man. No.
Jerry, he's in my roof.
Sorry, what were we talking about after Ronald rudely interrupted us?
We were talking about Uncle Shane.
No, before that too, because we don't need to talk about that.
You mentioned Funk.
Auntie Dane, yeah.
Well, before that, we were talking about just generally. We were talking about being confident in your own ability to make videos, I suppose. But I think that was mostly wrapped up. So.
Yeah. And we talked about your movie channel.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I got a little bit.
EBD.
I got a little funny bit we could do.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so
I'm
going to share my screen. And
for all the viewers, of course. Yeah.
I don't know what half these things are. I can be completely honest.
Oh my!
I got a bunch of Minecraft parodies for you. I don't know. You like Minecraft?
I've only ever seen like a couple of these, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, we could just put the rest in D tier, but
Wait, why are we doing this if nobody really is familiar with this?
Well.
Do a tier list of something we're familiar with.
Okay. Well, Minecraft is okay. Let's do Minecraft YouTubers.
I don't even know anything about that either.
Yeah.
Going this far into the bit.
Wait, why are we gonna ask me about my pregnancy? What the heck?
As inadequacy.
You have this thing that says Uncle Dane pregnant. What does that mean?
Oh well,
Uncle Dane pregnant.
I mean, I heard something on Twitter.
I don't have
you wrote
uterus,
down
man.
Uncle Shane.
I don't have a uterus or ovaries. I can't produce eggs.
I didn't
so
know.
therefore
I gotta cut that out now. I
He's
gotta
gotta cancel.
I gotta stop my screen share now.
No, you gotta
now
do
I'm
the tier
embarrassed.
list. Whatever we were
Oh
about to do.
shit! Yeah, wait. Okay,
Just
what
do
can
like
we
the-
do?
You gotta do like a static cut
You
for
could
the
do
audience.
like a fruit tier list.
I'll do like if we do like TF2 weapons. Oh, TF2 weapon tier list. Then like
You're gonna put
That's been
fish stick
done.
on a stick out of business.
We'd be there for a while.
yeah,
if that
you
was-
already made one. You already I made one.
I made one for engineer, but I'm saying if we did one for all of them,
we do it
we'd
for
be here a long
sniper.
time.
What are your thoughts on sniper? Do you think he's overpowered?
I don't think he's overpowered. I just think he's very frustrating to play against, and therefore I think he should be
Yeah.
changed for that reason alone. I mean, like I think that Pyro should be changed because he's frustrating to play against. You know what I mean?
I like
it's not
you.
even just like it's not even just me hating on a class because it's overpowered.
Yeah,
So
no.
I just
all
think
Pyro's
it's just
overpowered.
annoying. You know, I don't like not being able to fight the person who killed me. You know what I mean?
No, fighting
It's
a
just
good
kinda
sniper
lame.
is fucking annoying. I'm being completely honest, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
as a good like decent sniper player. Fighting them is fucking terrible.
Right. I mean, like I've played a decent amount of sniper. I feel like I feel I wouldn't say that I feel bad because obviously it feels good to get kills. I'm not gonna say that, but I feel not satisfied when I play sniper and I don't have another sniper killing me because I just feel like I'm uncontested. Like
You're
I
just like
just
destroying people.
I can just stand there and not have to fight anybody and kill them. You
Yeah.
know.
I don't know. I whenever I play sniper, maybe it's because golden gun, but jeez, man, I get fucking bombed. I get spies on my ass. I get scouts just walking forward at me, and then I miss them because I'm terrible, and then they kill me. It's like,
Well, I will say, and it
People
could be just
tunnel you.
because the discussion around sniper is kind of ramped up lately, but I think the awareness of how sniper controls the game is like at an all-time high right now.
Yeah.
So like I think that's probably why you might be getting like suicided at more
yeah,
nowadays.
probably, honestly.
Because I'm sure that there are probably people who are just like, you know what, fuck this. I'm just gonna fucking like trade my life for the sniper because I just want him to leave the server. You know.
I think
God, I
we
missed
talked
the
about
caber.
this in the server, and you said I was being kind of a doomer about it, which I understand I was. But
Wait, what did I say?
like I was being kind of a doomer about mob mentality.
Oh, about Valve like actually like changing
listening
things based
to
on like bad.
yeah, but I made
opinions.
my defensive sniper video, which I still agree with. It was mainly about quick scoping and Zesty Jesus video, and he didn't respond to me.
Right. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't watch the whole thing because I know what you were gonna say.
I started yelling.
Because countering that point is not. I feel like it's good that you made that video for people who don't understand why Zesty's viewpoint was like way over the top.
Yeah.
But I understood what you were gonna say.
No, yeah, and I feel like a lot of people with functioning brains could understand. But I cannot tell you the amount of pubs that I joined after that video came out where they're like, oh, 0.2 seconds though, and I never talk in chat anymore. Well, okay, I do a lot like when they're rude to me, but I never talk in chat to people, and I just always have to be like, that video is terrible. I'm like, that video it makes no sense. And then it,
Legit kicked over that.
I have gotten kicked. Yeah, I've gotten kicked for being a sniper. They're like, oh, 0.2 seconds. So I made the video mainly because like I was getting bullied by Zesty Jesus stands who were like, oh, we've been doing.
Yeah, I mean that all goes back to my video. Don't take TF2 YouTubers' fucking opinions as gospel. You know.
I think I mentioned your video actually at the end of
What did I say in whatever video?
I think I mentioned your video in my video. I was like, how
What
about
was
we
my
take
video?
Uncle? Your
you just
don't
mentioned.
take TF2 YouTubers.
Oh, sorry.
I said like
dementia.
I said like, how about we take Uncle Dane's take from 6 years ago into account and stop worshiping these people, and because if you want to have a discussion, you should like care enough to know what you're talking about and not just blindly follow a YouTuber.
I mean, I run into that sometimes. I go on like forums or whatever, and I see people talking about like the short circuit or like the rescue ranger or something, and I see them like literally like copy and pasting things I've said in videos, and I'm like, is that actually what you think, or are you just saying what I said? Like, it makes me wonder if people are actually, actually agree with me because they agree with me, or agree with me because fucking TF2 YouTuber.
Like the amount of people who after your video, and it's not like your video wasn't right? The Wrangler. Oh my God, so many people nowadays are like, oh, the Wrangler, fucking. And yeah, you're right. You make a really good case, but would they be saying this if you didn't make the video?
It's hard to say, which is why I feel like lately I've been a little less like absolute about my opinion on things. You'll notice like in the review of the stock engineer weapons, which honestly they're not really controversial weapons, obviously by the nature that they're stock. But like I don't know, I feel like I'm trying to go out of my way nowadays to not be as opinionated about things because I don't want people to see that and be like, that's my opinion now. Like I'm just gonna I'm trying to like give people a path to making their own opinion rather than
a few TF2 YouTubers and I have an idea that like once we get to a certain size, because some of them are fucking blowing up, but once we get to a certain size that we all make a video at the same time, like gaslighting people into thinking that into thinking like either like a weapon is terrible or like maybe the sun on a stick is incredible because fuck pyro or something.
Right.
And then just see how many people just take it for what it is and not question it, and then like maybe a month later be like, guys, we were trolling, you know, be like,
I just imagined like people in the in-game chat being like, oh, "Of course, he uses the sun on a stick."
Yeah, like it's because I'm playing pyro.
Or he's using the enforcer.
Yeah, like I kind of feel like that would work because I feel like a lot of people just listen to the YouTubers verbatim and they're just like, "Oh, well, I don't want to question this because he edits good." So
that would be a very interesting experiment. I kind of want to see that play out.
You're actually kind of giving me. I don't want to steal that idea outright, but I still have one more weapon to review, and that's the Pomson. And I'm wondering if I make a video saying the Pomson is awesome, will people just agree with me?
That would be funny.
Uncle Dane,
yeah.
Who's gonna even like? People are gonna be equipping that without even watching.
No one would question it. They'd be like, "I've been shitting on the Pomson just to decrease the market so I can get a collectors or something."
Right.
And then like get a collectors, be like, "Oh yeah, I'm fucking awesome."
The Pomson's so funny though.
It's funny because it's bad. It's like it's like the bison, like literally like the bison, because it shoots the same kind of projectiles.
Except it's like mechanic is just annoying.
Well, I really like shooting Play-Doh at people. It's really cool.
No, but then if you magically get a hit, then all of a sudden like your Uber's gone. It's like, oh man.
Yeah, I guess it's like slightly frustrating, but let me tell you, it's less frustrating to get hit by it than it is to actually use it.
Yeah,
I will stand by that.
So much.
I think I've been playing TF2 for like 5 years now, and I've never used the Pomson once.
Well,
I never see anyone
doing that.
No one uses it.
I'm gonna wait until your video comes out, and I'm gonna name myself Uncle Shane, and then I'm gonna be like, the Pomson's awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
All right,
I see you have the Team Fortress 2 characters tier. So, yeah.
So I have my fuck you because it's already like down here. So, we're gonna rank the characters, but let's do it in like a funny way, you know, like in a what's a weird.
Yeah, this is a very bold tier list here.
What's a weird characteristic that like what's a quirky thing we can do?
Oh, you're saying like rank them by how many marshmallows they can fit in their mouth or something?
Yeah, or like I think someone did that recently.
That's why it comes to mind because I think that the RGL person did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right.
Sorry to think of a funny one.
After this, I want to ask you about the charity stream.
Oh yeah.
After this, of course, this is way too important. Hold on.
This is
so
okay. So the scout, how many girls do you think the scout can get?
Oh, like how like
much sex
how good
appeal.
Their game is.
Yeah, like he talks a good game.
I think he's C tier.
He can't even get Miss Pauling.
I think that he's
a girl.
He's overconfident. He's overconfident, and that turns a lot of girls off. I think that he's not in fuck you at the lowest tier because he can still get the chicken bucket girl.
Yeah,
desperate girls who are just down for whatever.
He goes to the club and it's last call, and he's like, "Oh yeah, no, I'll just."
He can't get any girl he actually wants. He only gets the girls that are just like too easy, I suppose.
I agree with you there. All right, Soldier.
Soldier fucks.
Soldier has a wife.
Soldier seems like he has like a massive.
Soldier is the manliest character on this list, even manlier than Heavy.
Yeah, Heavy's sister's like Soldier's wife.
Yeah, but you know how easy it was for him to court her in those comics.
Oh man,
he probably just had to cover himself in honey and be naked, and she was like, "I'm down."
She's like, "Oh, me likey, Ushanka."
Yeah,
is that all it takes?
I think Pyro's just saying "fuck you" because I just hate Pyro.
Pyro like doesn't even think about anything to do with that.
Think about all the furries online that are attracted to the Pyro.
Pyro's too busy putting the circle blocking the square hole to be pulling any ladies.
Yeah, I mean, the people who are attracted to pyro and like inflation or whatever, they're basically running at a brick wall. There's nothing there. He's not going to reciprocate.
Not there.
Yeah,
He's just thinking about fire and cookies or whatever.
yeah, and like his little babies that he has in his little world.
Yeah.
Demo man. Demo man.
I'd say Demo Man is B.
You think so?
Personally,
I think he's near an A.
I could see it.
Okay, let me hear the
Well,
A.
I mean, he has. I feel like he has some qualities that none of the other TF2 classes could replicate.
Well, are you
Non-functioning
making
livers? What are you talking about?
Are you making a Get Out style racism joke?
No, what? No, what? Oh my God, no! I'm saying
What?
he only has one eye, so
No, I
he
voted for
he
Obama.
stays locked on the competition.
I voted for Obama. I'm not racist.
Have you guys seen Get Out? That's a great movie.
It's on the list. I'm like Parasite.
You like Parasite or what?
It's on the list like that. I gotta watch that. I just haven't.
Parasite
love
came out
that-
2 years ago.
I know. I just haven't watched it. I've been trying. People like talk about it and I skip through. I'm like, oh, no spoilers, but I still haven't watched it.
Yeah. It's fine. Okay, well, the reason why I was going to put him in B is because while he is a charming man, he is also just fucking drunk literally 24/7, which might not be something women would stick around for.
Well, not stick around. It may just be like a one night stand, though.
I know that's why he's in B and not C though.
Yeah.
He's a
makes
party
sense.
and a half. What? So
All
does
right,
Soldier
all right.
get married?
Okay,
Can Soldier
I'd
get
say B.
married by like
I
multiple
agree.
women? Is Soldier like really marriage
okay,
material?
The part, yes, he's marriage material.
He's the best.
the most loyal man of all time.
He can't even see the woman from his helmet.
He is literally the American dream. Okay, so
Damn, you got me there.
I say
He's
A is
wedlocked.
respectable. Your comment about him being the life of the party kind of does make sense for A actually,
All right.
because I can see girls at least seeing him and being like, that guy's fun.
He seems like the star football player. I won't lie.
Yes, yeah. I think
Yeah.
that he's probably right up there with an A probably.
Yeah, I put him. I probably above
Yeah.
Demo Man.
Yeah.
All right, engineer. He's got the wits.
He does. I think that he cares too much about his work, though. He's married to his job. He would be a difficult husband because he would show up, but he wouldn't be there for you emotionally. He's always thinking about those machines.
Probably like he's in bed and he's just like he's just drawing blueprints.
I mean, it's that meme where the girl's thinking like he's thinking about other girls, and then cut to his speech bubble, and he's just thinking about blueprints and centuries.
He's about teleporter.
He's
Teleporter
like, I
etiquette.
make my teleporter more efficient.
Teleporter
Yeah, how can I up the efficiency of my dispenser?
I should tell Maven about that. She could post that on the RGL thing.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I mean, I think B.
I think he could pull if he wanted to.
CB.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that he's the middle ground.
I think his height is the only thing really holding him back.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
That is very
He's
red
kinda
pill.
short.
Listen, he's not an alpha stance at all times.
No, he
I don't
needs to be
know.
at least 6 feet.
I'm confused about Medic, man. I don't even know where to
I have
begin.
no
Medic
idea.
is an anomaly. I mean, here's the thing. I think there are quite a lot of girls who are physically attracted to Medic in this game.
And want their organs harvested by him.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think that like not even within the universe of TF2, but just within the fandom of TF2, there are quite a lot of people who are attracted to Medic, as well as Sniper. To be honest, I know we're not at him yet.
Oh man.
So I
don't
think
get
that
started.
if Medic really wanted to, he probably could pull some. I'd put him in A.
Well, hang on. You're going in universe, out universe here.
I think
That's what it
you
goes
are.
back to the weirdo
Are we
pyro
talking
situation.
about?
should
Are we
be-
talking about Medic when he's wearing his little buff Halloween costume?
Yeah,
suit
yeah.
Because he's kind of a Chad when he's wearing that.
Exactly. That's my
Put
point.
that shit
but even
on.
just in his default cosmetics, I think that there are a lot of simps for the Medic out there.
Well,
Well, hey-
everyone puts him in the number one on their top 10 favorite classes. Ooh, he's important. Ooh.
He is the most influential, character in the game.
I like Uber charge. Like, oh my god, come on.
I like being invincible.
Ooh, look at me. I'm so cool.
But I
That'd
don't
be
know.
a good party
I would
trick
say,
too. Like just
I think
Uber charge.
I think in the fandom, it's a weird way to look at it because like everyone's probably out there going like, oh, Scott's my favorite himbo. Like, of course, like everyone can be idolized here on this list.
yeah, then
from
there's
the fandom.
Fempyro, and then we gotta like talk about that.
Now, for Sniper, I feel like he's the same situation as Medic, where like a lot of girls are wanting him. I'd put Medic above Engineer on B though.
I think
Yeah, there you go.
I was
Sniper's
gonna put him
like
low
more
A,
sane
honestly, for
than
now.
Low A,
Medic,
low A.
though.
Yeah, I just kind of
Fine.
placed him by accident.
But the thing with Sniper is, I think he should be high B, because he's kind of mean. I can see him going home to his wife and yelling at her or something. So,
Pissing
I mean,
on
have
her.
you heard all of the lines that he says when he dominates people? I mean, he's
Yeah.
He's kind of
he's
a dick,
meanie.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well,
love
so is the spy,
domination
too.
lines.
Spy
Somebody
is a
always
huge
found
dick, but yeah.
Well, I think the
Yeah, yeah.
spy's S because he's French, and France.
Yes, he smells.
Yeah, he's like omelette du fromage, and then you just get the ladies.
Smell. No, fuck. He's in fuck you because he stinks.
Well, no, French is the language of love.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
He
the
smells-
language
he
of
smells
stinky
like.
cheese.
Oh,
He-
smells bad.
well,
Smells like
okay,
Why the
stinky
car
cheese.
so
hit
he
him?
gets the telephone hookers.
Well then,
I just I like that we have decided that he's in the low tier because he smells like.
Well, he does smell
stinky
like cheese. I mean, you do make a point.
That's the worst quality a person can have.
Yeah.
all right. So let's recap the list for. I'm
think this
assuming
is
you're
a
gonna have
solid
no
list.
visual.
Mm.
All right, so Soldier fucks. I think we agree on Soldier.
S tier,
Heavy's the jock.
A tier.
Demo Man
Demo.
has one eye, and that's it. That's all he has.
He's the life
Party
of the
animal.
party.
He's the life of the
He's
party.
He's the
animal.
life of the party.
Medic is medic.
Medic is got
a-
that Stephen Colbert kind of like himbo, like dad. What is it?
Yeah.
Dilf? Yeah, Dilf energy.
Dilf.
That does make sense. Yeah, he's also
no,
German,
Medic has
so...
Dilf energy. I'm not kidding.
I'm sorry.
Don't make me say it twice.
I think the medic, that'll be a good party trick if like he just goes invincible. And he's like, punch me in the face, do it.
That'd be awesome.
Sniper is kind of a
B tier.
he's low
Sniper's
tier
like
god.
he's the rogue kind of character. He's like what
Yeah.
Spy wishes he was.
Yeah,
Where he's
that
just
makes
like,
sense.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, he's also just kind of a big asshole. So
He shoots
he
heads,
doesn't
then
really
gets head.
he gets the girl, but they always break up with him because they're like, you're a dick.
Because he pisses on him.
They're going on his list.
He's like R. Kelly. That's what it's like.
Right.
Except not
Engineer,
underage.
he's a fantastic lover, but he's too married to his work. He's too obsessed, so he's in
Yeah.
B.
Scout is just he
That's just
wishes
pathetic.
he wishes he was
You're
soldier.
alone.
He's
And
got
then-
the looks. He's young. He's spry, but that only gets you so far. You know?
No skills.
And then Pyro is stupid, and then Spy smells like cheese.
Both
Yeah.
in fuck you tier.
Pyro brain empty, and then
And Spy
is
Ew.
Spy is stinky.
Spy's Pigpen
Yeah.
from Charlie Brown.
Yeah,
All right, good. I'm glad we did this. This is great. I'm
yeah,
gonna,
that was a lot more fun than I was expecting.
yeah. I'm going to do Minecraft because I would have done like Fallen Kingdom, and then I've been like,
Yeah, there wouldn't have been much there.
All right.
You always do a tier list in the
No,
during
this
your
is-
podcast.
Normally,
Oh, okay.
so normally when we do the Among Us podcast, I'll be completely honest, I kind of just start recording, and I'm like, "What's up, guys? Welcome back," and then we just kind of shit post for 40 minutes.
I see.
When we have a guest, we had Huncho Nick. I don't know if you don't know who that is. He's a
No
TikToker,
way.
which is embarrassing to say out loud. But he's a TikToker, and I really liked him because he had this shtick where he'd be outside with his shirt off, and he'd be like, "Here are the ways to get girls at a function," and then he'd be like, "Only drink water at a function, no alcoholic beverages," and all that. And he had like and he
You
was
demonstrate like taking alcoholic beverages out of the hands of like a tiki torch, pretending it's a
Yeah, he'd be
person.
like, "No, you do not deserve that. You are not a valid shawty. Please leave my function," and all that. And he was so good at it that I didn't know if it was real. So like, my main question was like, "Are you fucking real? Are you actually like that?" He wasn't.
What was
He
the
wasn't. He wasn't. It was a bit, and thank
He
God,
kept up
because
the character
was
for like half
funny,
the
though.
podcast.
yeah, and he like
Nobody knew.
yeah, and I was like, "Oh, you're on the function."
That's great.
So yeah, then we had him, and we kind of just talked after that. We just talked about like TikTok and all that. And I had, I started making questions, whatever. And then when we were gonna have Octo, I had questions about it, pretty much the same kind of questions. What are your thoughts on TF2 content right now? What are your thoughts on this? Blah, 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 blah. But when it came to you, I knew that you were kind of a funny memer. You're kind of a memer too. So I wanted it to be like half serious and half like fun because you're a fun guy and
Fun guy.
you're like the soldier. You're a party. No, you're the demo man. You're a party animal.
So I'm a fun guy. So there's fungus among us.
Yeah. There we go. Perfect.
It all comes full circle. So
What,
is that. So are you just saying that because you're explaining why we did the tier list?
Yeah, I mean, like,
Okay.
we were just writing things down. I'm like, this will be funny. So,
okay.
AKA, he was out of ideas.
I was out of ideas.
I see.
I have a question for you, Uncle Dane. This is probably the most serious question. To get back into it. What color do you choose in Among Us?
I don't. I've played Among Us for like a total of 40 minutes my whole life, and I think I chose white.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, wow.
I fucking called it.
You seem like someone who would choose white. I'll be honest.
I mean, look at I like the color white, and this isn't a race thing. I just like the absence of color when it comes to fashion. I think it looks neat.
You use light mode on Discord?
No.
That's too much.
It's not related to fashion. You know?
Yeah.
No, but I like white shirts, white like sweatshirts, and white. I even like white pants, even though I can't really pull them off. White shoes are my favorite color of shoes. I don't know. And you look at my engineer, I paint all of the cosmetics white.
You did.
You know,
you did.
It's cool.
Damn, that's kind of.
I myself am white. I'm just kidding. That's taking it back to the race thing. But I mean, it has nothing to do with with that.
Yeah, that's kind of crewmate. I won't lie.
What does that mean?
That's kind of
what?
That's kind of imposter.
Oh, that's the opposite of imposter.
That's kind of.
I literally only played Among Us for like for 2 rounds with my friends, and one of the rounds, I don't think I was ever the imposter.
The sus guy.
But the second round, I just followed one guy around the entire time, just to mess with him, and he got really mad. I think that was Ian. I've
done that same shit.
Yeah, literally.
That was like the only time that I had fun doing that, when I was just like not playing the game correctly.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not a really big fan of the Among Us game, so.
Yeah, I get it. It's not for everyone. I always like those like mafia type games, but if we should have a podcast about Among Us, that would be kind of interesting. Actually,
That'd be funny.
That'd
you
be interesting,
should.
like side.
And just call it something else. Don't call it like the TF2 podcast.
We were thinking of keeping the Among Us podcast until they made a formal complaint to us, and then we changed like the Minecraft podcast or something.
Oh, right.
Like the Dream SMP podcast. And you know what?
Why would they make a formal complaint about it?
I don't know, because we kind of talk about like Helen Keller.
And you're saying that the people who made the game wouldn't want to be associated with your devious subjects?
Yeah, but you know, we were looking at Spotify yesterday, and this is going to be on the episode after this one. We were looking at Spotify for our 1-year anniversary. We just looked at the Among Us podcast, and of course ours was first because we're so awesome. And then there were other ones, and one of them was a school project, and it was the Among Us podcast, The Horrors of Slavery. And
what?
Yes, no, that was my exact reaction.
It was a crazy video.
I feel like these guys definitely failed, because like the beginning sentence, they're like, "Was Abraham Lincoln the imposter?" And they're like, "I don't know, something seems kind of sus." And I'm like, "There's no way these guys actually submitted this to a teacher."
That's awesome.
You're kidding me.
No,
that's like my favorite type of like cringe comedy.
It's so bad. It's like, what the fuck?
I love that. I kind of want to listen to it, to be honest.
It's just, and they just read off a script the rest of the time. They're like, this happened in 1892. They went to the fucking United States, and they went to...
Yeah, and then in order to keep people, like little kids, I'm assuming, like interested, they have to keep bringing up Among Us every once in a while.
I bet they did. I stopped listening after a bit.
Okay.
Because, you know, it was just a school project. Yeah. I really got no more questions. You guys got anything?
Oh yeah, you were in the recent TF2 charity stream.
Oh yeah.
Oh right. What was your question about that?
Just how is like being in something like that? Like the whole I had the question like in the back of my mind. I forgot exactly how I had it phrased in there, but what was the experience like just working together with all those people, and especially like Robin Walker and Jill after having they haven't played the game in like 13 years.
They haven't played the game in 13 years. It is funny to assume that, yeah. I mean, it was cool to play with, Robin Walker and Jill, because they're like, they're icons in TF2. But overall, I will be honest. Did you watch it?
I tuned in for a bit. I didn't get to see a lot of it, but
oh, okay,
a small section.
I will say the best way to experience it, I think that they uploaded a like a compilation of all the best parts to their YouTube channel. You should check out that. But
there's our audience.
God,
Shit, I pressed my
they've been silent this entire time until I said that.
We're not
They're
interested.
in the Ronald corner.
But when they showed me the lineup, they were like, we got Robin Walker and Jill, who are just like two computer programmers basically. And like I think a shoutcaster for Dota was there, and he was like literally the main guy who was talking. And then we have CJ, who, I mean, like, he only ever really speaks when spoken to, it seems like, unless he's like casting. And then there was like someone else that I can't even remember. I'm so bad with names and memory. I'm sorry. But when I saw that lineup, I was just like, oh shit! Like, I'm not like the life of a party or anything like that. I can't like get people hyped or anything. So I was going into it thinking like, oh man, this is going to be rough because nobody here is like an entertainer. You know what I mean? Like I was saying earlier, like I don't really look at myself as an entertainer. Like I go well with, give me a prompt and I'll go off of that, but I'm not going to start anything. So the whole time I was basically just, we were playing TF2. Occasionally people would read donations. The shoutcaster for Dota was actually like, trying to make it work very well. Shout out to that guy. That guy was like actually kind of trying to make it fun. But at the end of the day, like we were playing with, they're just guys. It wasn't really. I don't think it really came off as that entertaining. I didn't really go back and watch the VOD though. I don't know if the chat was like going crazy or anything over certain things, because I know that Valve, or at least Robin Walker, he has like his Valve rocket launcher, which basically just like dev cheats. Everything. Yeah, it's basically just dev cheats basically, and he was abusing that a lot, and that was probably really fun. But I don't know. It was all right. It wasn't really it wasn't really anything too crazy. I don't know. If you're asking like what it was like playing with devs, I mean, I've met Jill twice in real life, and I met Robin Walker once in passing when I was at Valve. So I feel like I already kind of was past the hype, I suppose. I knew already that they were just a couple guys.
I guess I'm more asking from the perspective of like how does it feel to be invited to like such a charitable event like that?
I mean, it's awesome. Like, it's obviously for a good cause, and like I'm happy to do it for that reason alone. You know what I mean? Even though I feel like I'm not gonna like try and stretch my own abilities past like what would be obvious that I would be faking things. But like it's it's awesome. Like I'm glad that they're putting that stuff on. Like they do it twice a year now. Like they're great. They've got they're running a tight ship over there. I like it. So I'm glad that they've kind of taken over the mantle for, I think, Blapature stopped doing stuff.
And
I think
Tip of the
Hats
they
had their last show last year, or this year. So TFConnect is the new charity stream stuff.
They seem really professional for how like small they actually are.
Yeah, it's awesome. They've got some really good production people over there, and I hope that someday they can kind of branch out into IRL stuff, kind of like what Tip of the Hats did, because I think that's kind of what makes Tip of the Hats special to me, is that it's like an on-site thing, and it's like much more personable, and like it's basically just a bunch of friends hanging out. And I think that if they can ever get to that point, then I think that would be awesome. If they can have like live events like that, in actual physical venues and things like that. But I think that they're based in Europe, so I think it would probably end up being a lot of Europeans on site. But still, I think it would be awesome. Yeah, Europeans, sneaky. Was that your question? How does it feel to be invited to that stuff? It feels good. I mean, like it's good to be included in that kind of thing.
Absolutely, you've answered like a lot more than I could have hoped for. That's awesome. Ronald, what do you think? Whoa! We're gonna have to censor that out.
Why did you say that, Ronald? What the
fuck? Oh my god.
Oh my god, Ron. Of course, every time.
Are we gonna? You're gonna edit this, right?
Oh, of course, of course.
I mean, I don't want to speak out of turn, but I mean, he was kind of speaking facts there.
What? Uncle Dane's based? No, we just add like a text-to-speech thing that's like terrible.
Wait. Zen, the sound effect, the gasp.
Oh, there we go. They were late. They were a bit late, you know. Okay. We were talking about.
They're on a delay.
You were talking about TFConnect, and I had like a thing branching out of that, but I completely forgot.
No, you didn't.
I did.
I was hoping you'd remember it after I said that.
Oh no, you're right. I did. Okay, I actually do have a question though, because I remembered it. Okay, I like to ask this from everybody, and everybody that I meet that makes like TF2 content. What is your favorite like TF2 video if you have one?
My favorite TF2 video ever?
Yeah, like if you were to pick one, like what would be one that you'd watch forever, and like or one that like means the most to you, or like one that
Dude, Lazy Purple's Meet the Engineer video, and I'm probably biased because I like Engineer so much, but he did such a fucking good job with it.
It is
And
really
considering the fact that it's his least favorite class, I mean, he doesn't really talk about that in the video. It's like literally his least favorite class by far.
Damn.
He did such an amazing job with it, and like so much of the video is so relatable as well. From someone who plays like an obscene amount of Engineer, that is like an insane thing to pull off. The editing, the humor, I don't know. I could watch the video over and over.
Did he ask you like for any tips for like that video at all, or?
No, the only thing he asked from me was for me to record myself saying, "Lazy, what kind of defense is this?" for my cameo. And in the video, he says that he just all he did was watch a bunch of Uncle Dane videos, which is funny because at the time, Lazy Purple was like crazy blowing up.
Yeah.
And when he made that video, I gained like 50,000 subscribers in like 2 days.
Really?
Because of him. Yeah, he gave me like one of the biggest boosts to my own channel that I've ever gotten.
Yeah, Lazy Purple is so incredible at making videos, dude. Like,
yes, I love
so
him.
many good
he's the only. He's like, I think, the only two like TF2 centric creators that I would watch like no matter how long it takes is like you and Lazy Purple. Like that's really it.
I'm honored to be on the same pedestal as him.
Yeah,
I feel like he's definitely the type of video that I would like to make.
His videos are so
not
good.
His style, but I'd like to. He's like the goal.
Yeah, he's so great, and I think that he really like sets the bar for TF2 content. I'm so glad that like, he has blown up in the way he has, and like now he's like kind of the big man for TF2 because like he's just such a good guy for that.
He's the best big man to have.
Yeah. All right.
Crow, were you in that Lazy Purple video?
What?
Crow was
in that Lazy Purple video?
Crow was
I
in
was
the
in
sniper
how
video.
It feels to play a sniper. Yeah.
Oh yeah. What were you doing in that?
He was the medic doing caramel dancing.
Yeah.
Oh wait. What's the caramel dancing? Is that the medic with the hat on?
Yeah, that was
doing
me.
the beep 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 beep.
Yeah, that was me.
Because
was you.
Crow's West Coast, so like we didn't even think about it. But then we saw him. We're like, oh shit! Crow's also in the Star video. Washed up YouTuber.
Video.
He just made these cameos.
You're like
out of nowhere.
Waldo. You're like, where's Waldo?
I remember I became friends with Crow because we all play on like a Mario Kart server. That's like our favorite. Well, my favorite TF2 server. I think it's all of ours. Here.
It was years ago, yeah.
And like it's like its gimmick is like you can b-hop, and it's like a skill based thing where you have to time it. And when it used to be populated, it was some of the most fun I've ever had in TF2. Like you talked about Dust Bowl being like the thing that got you into it. As much as I love Dust Bowl, trust me.
But yours is Mario Kart.
Mine's Mario Kart. Like shit.
Yeah,
it's fucking funny epic server. And Krobalt, I guess, was just playing on it, and Star was on it. And in the video, he just kills Krobalt randomly. And I became friends with Crow, and I was watching Star because like I was new to TF2, and I'm like, Crow, is this you? And like you see his name on the round, he's like, oh, what the fuck?
It is really funny. Like I don't know, TF2. I feel like it's such a hugely popular game, but it's also kind of like a small world. It seems when you get to know people within it.
Yeah,
I find myself watching like all of the people that I always watch on YouTube, and they'll like kill someone that I'm like really good friends with, and then I go and link that video to them. Like, look, you got killed. Look at this guy market gardened you.
I think I do that with your videos. So I like see some of my friends, and I was like, oh my god. Yeah, it was yesterday. It was yesterday. We were watching your pub compilation video because Yoshi's like,
that's one of my favorite videos.
He's like, we got
2019 pub.
It's pub compilation 9 point whatever, and you were on Dust Bowl, and like there were just a bunch of like Dust Bowlers that I knew because like I became a fucking Dust Bowl main recently.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, yo, oh my god, they fucking died Uncle Dane. They suck. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's funny. Once in a Fat Magic video, I saw like one of my old friends from like high school initiated a vote kick on him as he thought he was a bot, and you just see like in the chat he like zooms in on it. It's like my old high school friend. He says, "Oh no, I'm sorry," as he's being kicked.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's a small world.
Yeah, and I think my last competitive game that I ever played, Valve competitive, and I've been queuing for Valve comp every single day since.
Yeah.
It was against you and like your friends.
I
which
stopped.
is weird.
Oh, that must have been a really wait.
It was like a year
Wait a
ago
minute.
at this point.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say the last time that I played was like 9 months ago.
That may be it actually. It was like on a Gorge game, and
That might have been it.
yeah, and it was me like Hell's Redeemer, and we just
That was my last one too.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Wow.
And here's the thing: I don't queue every day.
I queue
Because I
every
gave
single
up.
day. Yeah, I just
gave up,
want to
man.
I want to
gave
complete
up.
my placements.
Oh, you didn't even have any.
I
places.
can't. I can't do it.
Well, here's the thing: is that I can't get any games because I'm already placed and I'm at the highest ranks, and nobody.
Yeah.
I need the game thinks I need 11 other people at my rank to get a game, and I'm like, no, just get me in any game. I don't
Yeah.
care.
No, yeah. I don't know if I'm going to be a high rank or something, but like me and Hells, we can't find a game ever, and
Right.
we queue every single time we play TF2, and it's ridiculous. You should queue more with your friends, because then maybe we'll find a game. Even though we're East Coast.
We queue occasionally, but like we queue for like 3 hours and it just doesn't go through, and then we just forget.
It's so annoying. Yeah, we're fucking East Coast too, and when we play against like in LA servers, and we're like, gross smog.
Yeah. No, I
Sounds
think
like
I
you need to
literally
join
only ever
Uncle
get
Topia.
put in Virginia servers. I mean, if you're looking for a little bit more challenge, you should play on Uncle Topia.
We play Uncle Topia sometimes. It's always so full though. That's the thing.
well.
We took over an Uncle Topia server recently. A group of friends and I, and we just played Dustful, and we kept scrambling the vote. So
Sweet.
We
Well, there's an
never leave
extend
Dustful.
map option now, I think, right?
is there? I don't know. I think it was right after your video came out about it.
Oh, right.
We were like, let's play Dust Bowl and Uncle Topia because it's there, and then we're like, let's just stay on Dust Bowl because we have enough people to skew the vote. And every single time we'd like win a round, we'd be like, we should scramble the teams. I think these teams are unbalanced, and so we just stay on Dust Bowl.
In my experience, if you can get like 4 or 5 people into one server, then it'll populate within like 10 minutes. So if you ever want to play, don't even worry about you can't get in. If you can start seeding the server with like 3 or 4 people, then like it'll fill up really quickly.
Yeah,
Because
no.
people are like sitting there waiting for anyone to join a server because nobody wants to be the first guy in, but they'll definitely be like the 4th or 5th guy in.
That's what I
Like,
learned about
that
playing Mario
seems to be
Kart,
the-
because like I just sit around in Mario Kart just bee hopping for hours, and then like it would eventually get filled up. Not anymore because
Yeah, I was
no
gonna
one
say
plays TF2.
what?
No one plays TF2 anymore. You know, no
It's,
one plays
yeah.
Mario Kart. But all right, this has been really fun. Actually, like I really appreciate your time. Thank you for coming on again. We've been going for like 2 hours. This is awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I thought you wanted to hear all of our favorite TF2 YouTube videos.
Oh yeah, well okay, we can do that. I'm sorry.
I see, I get it.
Okay, Yoshi, you can go. I guess.
Yeah, I guess. I sort of have 2 in the back of my mind. One of them is the one you mentioned, the Uncle Dane's 2019 pub compilation. That is still one of my favorite TF2 videos.
Oh,
Like,
that's great.
It's just all over the place. It's wacky, fun.
You
I
might
love
like
the
the
editing.
next video I make then.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because I've got a lot of clips I'm sitting on.
Let's go. And I guess,
Oh, they like
yeah,
it.
woo! And like, I guess any like German Star old videos, like those are
Yeah.
just comfort food. They're still so good. They
They're
hold
still-
up.
Yeah.
They're just so fun.
Didn't you get in a beef with Star like a while ago?
No one knows if that was
Yeah.
real or not. Oh,
Not
you.
really. Maybe.
Oh, who, me?
Yeah.
No. Well, sort of.
You like call them out in a video.
That's
beef-
right.
Oh, yeah.
I made a small
A slight jab.
I made a small jab / joke, which I at the time thought it was funny, but looking back, it was definitely not that funny. And I wish that I wouldn't have made it, to be honest, because it is kind of not really my place to make that kind of comment. But I thought it was a funny joke, I guess.
Then he went like ballistic in your comments, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. Is that like he's the one who got mad about it, and he started like lashing out at me and basically personally attacking me. So, but he later deleted the comment, and then in DMs later, we squashed the beef.
All right, that's good.
It's
That's good.
not a thing anymore. But at the time, I think he was just very frustrated with the fact that I was making him relevant in his eyes in the TF2 community again, which he wanted to distance himself from, and I didn't really realize the kind of like attention that kind of comment would get. Foolish me to think that if you make like a slight at another famous person, then it would get
drive
attention.
an audience. Yeah.
To
like,
me, in my
small
mind, I'm like, that no one's gonna care about that.
That video was based as fuck. You like made fun of Delphi too for no reason, just like.
Well, he deserves to be made fun of a little bit because he's goofball, but
he does a bit of trolling.
he does a little bit of trolling, and you know,
Krobalt found the bread space spot recently that Delphi made a video about.
Oh, yeah.
And then he just kind of like sat there. He's like, "Oh, look at this."
yeah, I don't know. I've tried to kind of make all of my little jabs at other people within the community,
Lighthearted.
friendly.
Yeah.
So
I don't. I yelled at Zesty Jesus for 10 minutes, so I'm already making it good.
I'll say this. I hope Zesty Jesus never stops making TF2 videos because they are very, very funny.
They are in the wrong
maybe
ways.
maybe not in the way that he's intending it, but I appreciate the content.
No, isn't he quitting? I think he's quitting, but now he's not.
No,
He is.
I don't know.
I think
my favorite recent Zesty Jesus endeavor is he made like his own TF2 servers because apparently like it's I guess cringe or whatever that Uncle Topia mods ban you for saying slurs or something.
Is that why he did it?
No, it's not. That's not why he said it in the video.
Okay.
But I know that's like he's just like there's no mods, there's no rules. You could do whatever you want. It's
That's
and
the appeal of it,
in
I
my
think.
mind, I'm like, and he's like, oh, it has random crits and a random bullet spread. So it's like impressive to me how like someone can not be aware of like what they're doing.
He really is
I
a
don't know.
character.
Rule number 1 on the internet, man. Don't feed the trolls.
He really is a character.
That's literally all he does.
I found it hilarious when he got called
it has
out
to
for
be
like
a character. It has to be a character.
No way, yeah. I found it hilarious when he got called out for like saying like the T slur or something in a Discord, and he didn't apologize. He didn't say like, "Oh yeah, my bad." He just was just like, "No, I'm in the right because it was." Yeah, I'm like, dude, come on, just say like, "My bad." It's fine. Like, don't worry. Nobody really cares. People care that you don't take accountability. That's the only thing, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it's a messy situation regardless. But when it comes to fucking his videos and the takes he has are very funny to me.
Some of them are alright. Like his Battalions video was alright, except I think Battalions is annoying personally. But
of course you do.
Yeah, because I'm a sniper and I do counters. But
that's literally my disable sniper weapon for sure.
I don't hate the crit resistance. I hate like the damage resistance in general. Like the crit resistance is fine. I think keep that, but like the damage resistance is way too much, in my opinion.
I think that overall the video is very very Zesty Jesus in the way that it's like over the top, but the core point that he's making is very true, where it's just like it's way more powerful than people give it credit for, and the reason why they don't probably use it as much is because it's very much a team-based weapon and not like something that's going to get you a huge kill streak.
And then he called out. We're just talking about Zesty. It's every time I talk about anybody, it's Zesty Jesus. And then he called out. Didn't he say the Faceit was paying people off the books at one point? And that's like illegal. And you can't do that.
I absolutely. I mean, of all the things that he's done, I've never been more personally offended. I mean, like obviously, I don't think it's good that he's like said horrible things about trans people.
Well, yeah, of course.
Or not. He hasn't said horrible things, but I mean, I don't know. He's done some sussy things. Sussy.
He's an imposter. I'm trying to get him on here.
That stuff. Oh, that would be great. I mean, that would be awesome. I would listen to that.
Look, I invited Zesty Jesus to a debate, and if that would happen and he gets mad at me, I'd just like be like, "Oh, well, are you mad at me?" Oh.
Well, it would be funny if you got mad. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd be like, I'd play along with it. That'd be funny.
All right. Well, if that happens, then we'll see how it goes. But
well, he thinks I just want clout. So.
But one of the worst things that I think that he's done, at least to make my life harder, it seems, is to perpetuate the idea that like all competitive players want to like ruin TF2 or something. Which is like just sad that people believe that. Well, it's like it's the take that he's made that I feel like people agree with the most. And I think it's just because people don't know enough about it. You know, they're distanced enough from it. They see like the toxic side of it and they're like, that's all of it, right? You know, like, and so it's just frustrating to not have a counter voice. The closest thing to that is like Array 7's video, but even that was kind of presented in kind of a weird way that I think could be done better. It's like a video subject that I would like to tackle eventually. But it's just such a big
drama
thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even drama. It's just like it's such a difficult thing to tiptoe around because people's feelings on the subject are like, it's kind of like the random crits video that I made. Like that took me so long to make because it took me like a year to write because I was just trying to make sure that I wasn't going to offend anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is stupid because I shouldn't have to be careful about offending people when talking about random crits. And I feel the same way about... Yeah, I feel the same way when I'm talking about competitive. It's like I shouldn't have to just tiptoe around and say like, oh, just because I like competitive and just because I want TF2 to be more competitively like taken seriously doesn't mean you have to do this or like I don't know. It's just such a weird point to have to make, but I do have to make it, unfortunately. Anyway,
I find it hilarious how like he's always like, oh yeah, you know, we have fun and it's silly and stuff, and then you know complains when something gets changed like that. That defeats the point of not caring if you're gonna care about things. Am I crazy?
Claim to not care sure do seem to care a lot.
Yeah, they care. It seems like they care way too much. It's just like what?
It is interesting, yeah, that people who are concerned with like the game being silly and stupid, care the most about like balance changes. You'd think it would be the other way around, right?
Yeah, right. Like
people who take the game really seriously should care the most.
What would removing random bullet spread do to the silliness of TF2? Like what?
Nothing.
Yeah, like,
absolutely nothing. What would removing random crits do to the silliness of TF2?
Well,
my argument in the video is that nothing would happen.
You wouldn't have the funny star clip where he was at Sawmill spawn and he get random crit from across the map. So that was pretty funny.
The rocket that travels out of like
that can still happen.
I mean, with the crit screen, I guess. Well, you know, it was random crit, epic win.
Yeah, or even just a rocket and you're low health.
Well, he was full health because he went out of spawn. You know,
I'm not saying that exact position, but I'm saying like a funny death in like a weird situation is something that happens regardless of random crits.
Yeah,
I know. You know my feeling on it. I don't think it's useful to have in a game. But anyway, my point was that I think Zesty's opinion on competitive players is like the most detrimental to the TF2 community above everything else. Like he can say that the short circuit is like broken and overpowered. It doesn't really matter because most people know that he's like not right about that. So
yeah, I think he's just creating a divide that like doesn't need to be there. Yeah. And it's just,
that's the thing that I hate about it. Yeah, I don't like seeing divides in any community, especially the ones that I'm involved in.
Yeah,
so
especially like because I bet you get people now. Oh, you don't have a Twitter anymore, but like, I bet if you had a Twitter, you'd get people every single time you post be like, "You're so stupid competitive player. You don't know anything about what I want." And it's like, dude.
Right? I think Reddit is the one that perpetuates that these days.
I think Reddit hates Zesty.
Reddit hates everything. To be fair,
okay.
But I feel like anytime that I'm tagged in a conversation on Reddit, and I need to disable it still, but I get emails every time someone tags me on Reddit, even though I haven't like posted there in like 4 or 5 years. People still tag me in like engineer conversations. Like, Uncle Dane, what do you think?
They never answer.
There, I go and I look, and there's always people who are just like, "Well, Uncle Dane's a competitive player." It's like, dude, I haven't played in competitive TF2 seriously for like 5 years or so. I tried playing like Highlander seriously like in 2014, like, and I learned what I learned from it. I learned that Highlander is like kind of lame. Like I don't really want to play it. So I don't know, man. Like I'm very much a casual player that takes the game seriously. I play the game competitively, and I think that people, I don't know, it's weird. TF2 players have this weird mindset where it's just like if you take the game seriously, then you are not worth listening to or something.
And yet, not valid. Like that makes no sense.
My entire channel is basically just how to get better at the game, and people watch the shit out of those videos. So I don't know where these people are coming from that say that like TF2 players they don't care about getting good at the game or whatever.
It's got to be just like
clearly
counterculture at this point. It's got to just be like, oh,
yeah,
it's
probably
been a status
minority.
quo for so long, so I want to change it, blah, blah, blah. But it's not, there's no point.
I think people just don't want to admit that when you kill someone in TF2 and you try not to die to the same person, that is a competitive action. You're playing competitively, buddy.
Yeah, if you're trying
to win, are you not?
Being competitive, yeah.
I know. Even if you don't want to win the round, if you want to win the fight versus another player, if you think to yourself, I don't want to die here, and I want that character to die via my bullet, then you are playing competitively. So I don't know. It's like people want to believe that they're I don't care. I don't care about getting good because
want to have their cake and eat it too.
Well, it would be like it would open them up for criticism because then if they say I try and get good, I try and get better at TF2, and then if they do bad in a game, then it'll be like, wow, you suck.
Yeah.
But if you say I never cared about getting good, so therefore you cannot criticize me,
As someone who made a video like against that, because I mentioned that a little bit in my freaking sniper video that I should make another one of because I actually really enjoyed making that. I get comments sometimes from people who are like, oh, but I hate dying to the one-shot kill class, and then I'm like, what about spy? And then they never answer. And there are counterpoints. It's like, oh, spy, you have to be like behind them. Spy's fucking weak, and he's the worst class in the game.
Yeah, there are counterpoints.
But they never answer.
Well, that's because they don't have it ready to go. They just know what they've been told. They never actually thought it through and whether they actually believe it or not.
It's just silly. It's silly.
It is silly. Even what makes it silly to me is that there is an argument to be made. It's just that they don't make it because they don't make the effort to actually go through the process of like coming to that conclusion themselves.
Yeah.
Like you can actually participate in this conversation using the exact same counterpoints that you have. But you literally didn't even take the time to understand what you're saying.
Yeah, it's silly. And I feel like if they were to take the time, they'd realize, like, oh, maybe my opinion was incorrect at first. And maybe
or at least make it more nuanced, you know what I mean? Like at least like take part of it and realize, that part actually there's a little bit more of a gray area there. Like what I was saying about Sniper, it's like I don't think he's overpowered necessarily. I just think that it's frustrating to play against, and that in its own nature is kind of a way of saying overpowered.
Yeah.
So,
sure. This is going to go into philosophy again, which I know you hate philosophy. I think that a lot of people nowadays are looking at things less trying to listen, and they're more like looking for their own way to validate their own opinion. They're like looking at counterpoints less to like make their own opinion and more to validate it instead. And I feel like that's not good.
I guess. I mean, yeah. I wish that people would look at things with a more like open mindset. I know that that's like
hard.
Well, the word open mindset is just so like it can mean anything, but it just means like look at something and think like, what can I learn from this instead of like what can I use to like make my own argument stronger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like going into it with ulterior motives rather than going into it with like a willingness to learn something is like a bad habit. And I want to say that like that's mostly just a young person thing, because I know that a lot of people as they get older just get better at doing that. So it could just be that when you see those kind of comments, it's probably just from like people who don't know no better.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. I don't want to keep you too much longer because we've been here for 2 hours and I feel like it's been a very long time. I'm really enjoying it, honestly. Like this has been awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
I just have a few like questions, and this is probably just for me because I'm just interested in the way like video making works, like as someone who does it. So how do I even preface this? Finding clips. How do you do that? Like good.
Finding clips?
Yeah, so like is there a way that you record? Like do you just record clips with like shadow play or OBS or
Yeah.
Is that what you do? Okay.
I use shadow play. And if something that I think could be relevant to a video happens, I save it.
You do like the replay buffer crap?
Yeah, so I have it set to like 5 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, cuz I don't know. I'm working on like videos for TF2 and I'm trying to like make examples and I'm looking at like 2-hour-long OBS recordings instead of like clips, and I'm like, this is a fucking nightmare. There's no way these people do. Okay, so I don't want to use shadow play though, because I think OBS has it. I'll try using that. Maybe I'll.
OBS has a version of that, but it's like a program you have to run in the background. And shadow play is like it uses very little CPU. So
Okay,
it's kind of just very convenient.
Are you able to separate audio tracks with shadow play? Like are you able to render it as?
You can, but it's very unreliable as far as syncing goes. So just go into it knowing that.
Okay, well, I'm sure
it's not that hard to resync stuff though.
Yeah, so. I'm sure it'll save more time than what I'm doing, where I'm skimming through 5,000 hours of fucking TF2 gameplay.
I will say the downside is that it doesn't let you separate like different software audio. So in other words, you can't separate TF2 audio from Discord. So if somebody's talking over your clip, then it's just gonna be in it.
Well, okay, even if you have like a mixer that like does that automatically.
I don't know anything about that. I don't know the
because I know like
mixers.
Like because OBS, I know. I'm sorry, I knew OBS didn't do that, and now I have like a mixer where they're all like different outputs. So I don't know if you can make multiple. I don't know. I
might be able to do that with like virtual audio cables, but that's like way beyond my knowledge base.
That's more than me too. What the no.
Something I love about my headset, it has like this weird this thing that passes through and separates like headset like communication audio from like desktop audio. So like if I was recording, I automatically have like voices separated from gameplay.
Oh wow.
And like that. It's really weird.
What do you have? Is it oh okay. And then I guess last question, what is like the process of making an Uncle Dane video? You don't have to go through like nitty gritty, but like what do you do first? What is like a?
It always depends on the video I'm making. Like obviously, I make a bunch of different types of videos. Like I have the pub compilation shit. I have the like more educational style like video, or I have like the review of a weapon. Those kinds of videos. So which one would you like to hear?
I think my favorite Uncle Dane video is the panic attack one. I think I watched that one the most. So like when it came to that one.
Okay, so what I did was
wait. Can I change my answer? I'm sorry.
Okay.
So this is just because I'm making a video kind of like it. It's the how to fight every class as engineer.
That one was actually really easy. What I did was I knew that I wanted to make that video, right? So what I would do was I would play TF2. This is the first thing I did, even before I wrote it. I would play TF2. I did this for like 6 months, and this was just in the background. I had made other videos along the way. But in the background, what would happen is if I killed a class in like an interesting way that like exemplifies like a common way to do it or an uncommon way to do it, then I would I would shadow play that, and then I would label it what I did in the clip, and I would just kind of put it into a folder labeled like matchup video, I think was the name of the video at the time.
So did you like? So you're just like playing, and then you kill someone. Like, how could this be an example?
Right, like if I was playing NG and I killed a demo man by deleting his sticky bomb with a short circuit and then popping him with a shotgun, then I would save it and be like, this is an example of you using the short circuit effectively against the demo man.
And that seems kind of hard to do because like it just becomes second nature at some point, and so you just do it like unknowingly.
What do you mean unknowingly?
Like you just kind of do it like so naturally that you may not think it's something to point out.
Right. I mean, like there definitely were things where I just didn't remember to save it, but overall, over time, like I accumulated enough to where I had like a good 3 or 4 minutes worth of clips, and I was just like, that's about how much it takes to talk about engineer. So I went through and I like looked at all the clips that I had basically, and I thought like, this is a good example. This is a good example. And then I went and I wrote the entire script based off of the clips that I already had, so that I could always have like a visual indication of like something that I was making the point of. As opposed to, say, you write a script first, like that's the first thing you do, and then you make all these examples, and then whenever you have all these examples with no clip, you think to yourself, well, I gotta go into a game and I gotta go and get that clip, right? Yeah. I gotta go, like, say, for your sniper, if you were making a sniper video, say, like, you want an example of like quick scoping a spy right as he's about to like gun you down from close range or something. You mentioned that is a thing in the video, but you don't have a clip of it, so you have to go and you have to do that. But waiting for that to fucking happen is agony, in my opinion, because TF2 is so unpredictable, and you're basically just waiting for it to pop into your lap, basically. And you've kind of written yourself into a corner, and that's happened a lot in the past. Before, I would write scripts first, and then I would go and try and get clips according to the script. And there were some times where it took so long for me to get an example of what I was talking about that I literally would just cut that part out of the video because I was just like, I can't fucking do this anymore. I've been sitting here for 2 days trying to wait for this specific thing to happen, and it just won't happen. So it's not going in the video. And to me, that was a bad thing. And what happened was I talked to Lazy Purple about his video making process because I love his videos, and I was like, what do you do? What do you do? I'm asking the same question you're asking me to Lazy Purple, and he told me that for his how it feels to play whatever, he spends like months and months playing one class, and then he'll save clips that he thinks are funny or exemplifying like a point he wants to make. And then he'll go and he'll write the script based on the clips he already has. And I was like, that's a good idea, because then the video will feel more natural, right? It won't feel like you forced something to happen on screen or whatever. It just feels like you're talking about a thing that already did happen. And so I started taking that approach, and lo and behold, it made making that video, the how to fight every class's engineer video, like insanely easy. I think it only took me like a couple days to actually edit, because it was just so easy. Like, it's just, you know, when I'm talking about this thing, put the clip over it and then go on to the next thing. Which is insane, because that video I think is like one of my most watched videos now. And I think back to like the amount of effort that I put into it versus how many views it gets. It's just like classic YouTube situation where it's just like, oh God.
Yeah, that is one of my that video actually inspired me to make a video about it, about Dust Bowl, because I know you made a video about Dust Bowl and how it's the best terrible map. But when Face It was going on, and like you could actually vote for maps back when that was a thing before you could choose it, I used to always be like, can we play Dust Bowl please, because all I want to play, because I like Dust Bowl. And every time we'd get a Dust Bowl game, people just bitch about it. They'd be like, I hate Dust Bowl, I don't want to play. And so I'm like,
I think the same way on Uncle Topia too.
Yeah, I'm like, that's why it was funny when we took it over. I think part of the reason why is because people just think like you can only play Demo Man on it. You only play like Demo Man, NG, Soldier, Heavy, Medic. That's it. And you can't play Scout. You can't play Spy.
That's like literally all of the classes. What do you mean?
No, but like you can't play Scout on it. You can't jump around Scout. You can't play Spy.
That's not true.
No, and I'm like that. No, you can. Like, it's actually, if you're smart about it, you can. So I'm making a video. I'm trying to work on a video anyway.
I can be devastating on Dust Bowl.
Yes, some of the best spies I've ever seen are incredible on Dust Bowl. Like,
there's so many corners and shit. Like,
yeah,
you'll get like corner stabbed or stair stabbed so easily on that Dust Bowl.
But I feel like there's a stigma around it where it's like, oh yeah, explosives. Oh, that's epic. I love explosives. And it's like, I mean,
feel
they're
like right.
it's partially like, yeah, Demoman's the best on Dust Bowl, of course.
Yeah, Demoman's the best.
But you can still be effective as every class, and I want to make a video kind of like, here's how you do it, here's how to do it and stuff. And so I'm looking at your videos like inspiration for that.
Right, as like a kind of like a guide to playing Dust Bowl effectively.
Yeah, and I kind of wanted to steal the little graphic with the fucking blue and red, but I'm not gonna do that because it's.
If you do, contact Pybun. She's the one that made that.
Pybun, okay.
Pybun, PY-BUN. I don't know if she does TF2 stuff anymore. It kind of sucks. The only thing that I don't like about getting suspended from Twitter is that I kind of lost contact with a few people.
Why don't you make a new account? Or...
yeah, you're better off.
Yeah, it's pretty bad for your mental.
I kind of took it as like a blessing in disguise when I got I was like, well, this is it. This is my reason to not use this stupid website anymore.
That's a good idea. I should get suspended.
Right.
Yeah.
Just post a picture of your mustache.
All right, so I think to finish off the Among Us podcast, we should do a speed round of questions.
Okay.
So
I'll give you one sentence answers to all these.
Yeah, perfect. We're gonna go fast. This is speed run. Questions speed run. Actually, let me get my music. Okay, Uncle Dane, do you have your thinking cap on?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Favorite color. Favorite class.
Green.
Best
NG.
game. Best movie.
TF2.
Favorite Spanish word.
Interstellar.
Favorite food.
Hola.
Favorite fine meme.
Taco.
Favorite dog. Favorite
Bad Luck Brian.
favorite member of the Among Us podcast.
You.
Favorite animal. Yes. Favorite YouTube video.
Dog.
Favorite worst TF2 YouTuber.
Me.
Social security number. Thoughts on Wemo.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What are your thoughts
7.
on TF2 drama?
I like it.
Thoughts on TikTok. Thoughts on
I like it.
thoughts on thoughts on hydro flasks.
I like it.
Sure, SM7B.
I like it.
What mic do you use?
Sure SM7B.
Oh fuck. Thoughts on how many monitors you have?
2.
Computer specs.
Good specs.
Editing software.
Adobe Premiere.
Subscriber count.
100,000. 600 something.
Dream job.
This.
Fucking favorite podcast.
Among Us podcast.
Yeah! Let's go! Clap it up.
Yeah.
Anyway, Uncle Dane, thank you.
Thank you
for your time. I appreciate it. Does anyone else have anything? Yoshi, Crow, Ronald?
Download Animal Tower Battle on your phone. I want to play it.
Are you sponsored or what was that?
Manscaped.
No, I want to play it.
Likes it.
Raid Shadow Legends. Anyway. All right. Boys, this has been the Among Us podcast. I never end these nuts.
Bye.